Okay, so let me reset my game, my stream stuff, because now we are going to be getting into the actual game of today. Okay, good. All right, so game swap is ready, and let's reintroduce it because I need to put this on YouTube at some point. So, hey guys, I'm King25, your Jackball Games Master of None, and today we are actually getting. We just came off the Nintendo Direct. If you guys were wondering, I'm going to post that separately at some point, and I have to redo the ending of that other thing too. So. Anyways, let's get into back to Professor Layton Phoenix Wright, because holy crap, I skipped that last week. I need to get back into it this week. So, yeah. So I will discuss reactor options later, probably on Friday when I have time to process it and get my information from GameStop. So let's get into it. Oh. That came out loud. All right, one last thing. Whoop. Whoop. Good. And pick the save up. So last time we had a problem. No problem. No problem, Tech. I don't mind that. So last time we picked it up, we had a problem. Bella apparently got arrested for witchcraft, and Phoenix is being hauled in a memory loss state.
We don't want no fuss, and we don't want to hurt you.
Into trial.
Yeah, we just want your money, that's all.
Okay.
You'll give it to us, won't you, without any fuss?
With that, Bella. Whoa! Oh, wow. That does not look good off the bat. I just started the game. What the freaking hell? Heck, I just saw people get immolated. Incinerated. That's the word. I think that's the one. Chapter 2, the Fire Witch. Okay. So no problem, Tech. I just got the direct on Friday when I actually have half a mind about myself again. What is this place? Still, I'm pumped. The room is lit, but it still looks dark, somehow dark, and the atmosphere feels heavy. There we go. About right. Look, what are we even doing in a place like this? How should I know? We're just a couple of bakers. No. But I don't think they brought us here to make bread. Yikes. It's me that guard staring daggers at us right now. Mr. Wright, Maya. That's Bella, huh? So what happened? I'm sorry, I was the one who sent for you both. You sent for us? I'm being put on trial. Again. Wait, what? What happened? I don't know. I just don't understand what's going on. I didn't do anything wrong. You couldn't possibly murder anyone. Oh, lovely. Murder? I beg you, Mr. Wright. Please, I need your help. Just one more time. Huh? You need my help? What can I possibly do? It's Bella. I'm just a baker. The only thing I know about the law is now how not to get on the wrong side of it. Wait, hold on. What did you just say? You said you need Nick's help just one more time? She got it. I'm not sure myself, but when night came and took me, a vision suddenly appeared in my mind. It was Mr. Wright. Oh wow, that's kind of iffy. He was fighting for me, defending me. That brave blue figure, clear day. Not sure why it looks so pixelated in this scene. Probably because flashback nonsense. Looks fine here. No way, that's impossible. I mean, it's like I already said. I'm just a baker. I have a hard time rolling, though, let alone defending someone in court. I thought the same thing too, but I don't think that's quite true. You and Maya, at some time somewhere, you helped me. You fought for me as a defender. A defender. A lawyer. What's wrong? Wish I knew, Maya, but here Espella mentioned a defender. I can't help but feel something inside of me just burning at the mention of it. Accused, defender. It is time. Head forth, you two. Head forth? Where exactly are we going? To the courtroom, in which today's trial will be taking place. The chamber of fire. Remember a fire? Make haste if you are but a moment late. A guilty verdict will be delivered immediately. What? No way. Yes, way. Get in there. I'm truly sorry, Mr. Wright. I know it's all so sudden. It's a lost cause, isn't it? Well then, let's head inside, Bella. Come on, he should be fine with us at the reins, huh? It's overwhelming pressure. It feels so familiar, somehow, almost like deja vu. Mr. Wright, let's go, Maya. Maybe we'll get a better idea once the trial gets underway. All right, Nick, let's do it. Cutscene power.
What is this heat? It's like an oven in here.
In the last trial.
Announce the verdict. This court finds the accused guilty of being a witch.
No, I'm not a witch! Please, I beg you to reconsider! I'm not...
Witches are to be cast straight into the hellfire!
Oh.
No!
Wow.
So this is the witch's court.
If you've never played this, that's horrifying. If you have played this, well, you know it's a lot easier. So, how you feeling, Nick? I find out what this felt like up to now. Oh yeah, we have our stuff. Let's see here. So, court record, we have one. All right, so it says case outline: accused Espella Cantabella charges use of witchcraft to burn 2 male victims alive. Ugh. It's just like in the cutscene. That's all we got. Huh? The butterflies, the tension until you slice of the knife. All of these feelings. These are all feelings I'm definitely familiar with. Anyway, we're here to fight for Espella and get her out of this place. That's right.
The court is now in session for the trial of Espella Cantabella.
Again.
Defender.
Yes, Your Honor?
Yours is a face I've not seen in any past trials. But no matter. Start by stating your name, Defender.
Yes, Your Honor. My name is phoenixwright, Ace Baker.
That's attorney.
A baker?
I asked him to come, my lord. I want him to represent me. This court dictates that the accused is free to assign a defender of their choosing, my lord.
Well, she's on the law.
Very well. At any rate, the result of this trial shall not change.
What?
That aside, I've not yet seen hide nor hair of the Inquisitor assigned to this trial.
Prosecutor.
Inquisitor? Oh, right. I should have noticed earlier. No one's there.
Yep, no, again. Why do you always get the
Should
weird
the
prosecutors?
fail to appear in court, I will have no choice but to dismiss all charges.
That's cool.
He is an Inquisitor of high caliber, but if he does not come forward soon, this trial will end, and victory will then be declared in favor of this baker.
Oh, good. Easy win. Oh, darn it. There we go. There's an Inquisitor. By the sound of it, Barnum. Why do we always get the odd ones?
Knights of the Court, I have but one question for you both. Are you prepared to cross swords?
I, Inquisitor Zacharias Barnum, am indeed prepared to do battle, my lord.
Something amiss, Baker?
Poor Phoenix.
Sorry, Your Honor. I just didn't realize we could have swords here in the courtroom.
It is the way of the court knight. A knight must always ensure that he rides with a blade at his side. Now then.
Well, at least I didn't chop my head off with it.
Sir Blue Knight.
Blue Knight.
Huh? My name's Phoenix Wright. I'm a baker.
Again.
How many times will they make me say it?
A baker?
Not an ordinary, not a baker, an attorney.
Quit with the long face. You look miserable.
He is miserable.
No need to waste your breath. This trial will be over before you can utter a single objection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
For the security of all of Labyrinthia, my blade shall rend your defenses swiftly and without mercy.
I am not acting that hammy. That's it, Barnum. Put no one out of the misery. This trial is pointless. Hand down the verdict already. Put that doughy defendant onto a trial too, you might say. Jeez, poor Phoenix already in the corner already. Hey boy, what's with all this excitement? You hardly think of the courtroom. The crowd doesn't seem very interested in law, that's for sure. It's like they all hopefully just ugh. It's like they all just hope for the guilty verdict. Inquisitor Barnum, you may begin your opening statement. All right, here we go. As you wish, my lord. First, let's begin by recounting the event that leading up to the murder. Is that acceptable, Sir Apprentice Baker? As you wish. The murder occurred this very evening. Yesterday, there was a heavy rainfall in the area. Eventually, it gave way to sunshine, which came just in time for today's parade. Although a few hours after the parade ended, the rain set in once more. That must have been when Espella and the others were at the Great Archive. It continued to rain until just before the incident, which took place on a small path leading to the market. The accused had been out doing some shopping at the market. She returned home on that very same path. On that fourth path, two rogues named Robs and Muggs. Seriously? But they look like you kind of just imagine they should be in jail. Because of the accused. One could assume the accused simply acted in self-defense. I see, Robin. Those two have appeared in court a number of times in the past. Two rogues, huh? So far, it may appear that the accused was more the victim. However, the situation soon changed. That's right. The accused, Espella Cantabella, knowingly and mercilessly murdered her two assailants. Cantabella. That girl, isn't she? I always knew she looked suspicious. Shh, not so loud. Yikes! That's a weird. There's that weird excitement again. Thank you, Judge. I believe we now fully grasp what happened. No, we got a bare bones overview. We need better. It's getting late already. Let the trial begin. Tell me about it. Inquisitor Barnum, you may win, and I'll begin. As you wish, my lord. The Inquisitor will now hear eyewitness testimony regarding the night of the murder. Eyewitness testimony, huh? Looks like the trial is finally getting underway. Can't back down now. I have to fight. Well, I'm just a simple bread-making baker, living a simple bread-making life. Nah. This situation's more twisted than a pretzel. I'm smack in the middle of it. But I have to do this to save Espella. Okay, let's see if I can twist the testimony and put the thing to bed. Now for the game's gimmick in court cases. It's not just one eyewitness. Allow me to welcome you all. Now, would each of you please state your name and occupation?
Hold it!
There's up. Wait a minute. What's going on here? I'm not explaining for Apprentice Baker. This is the eyewitness testimony. Yes, I understand that, but there are 4 witnesses. This made people decide court could pose a health and safety issue. So this is the Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright courtroom gimmick. Just like the second game they had where Phoenix got Magatama. And Apollo Justice to use it in special eyesight and Athena's sight to use for special hearing. This game's gimmick is that you're not crossing one guy at a time, you're crossing a bunch of them at once. Which presented a very interesting trick, which we'll get into soon. Your Honor, that's not quite what I meant. The witness test was supposed to be done one by one, as in one witness at a time. What are you talking about, child? We'd be here all night if we did that. That's right, young man. We have witnessed the very hand of fate reach out to us this evening. Can we hurry this along, perhaps? These flowers won't sell themselves as much as my boss wishes they would. The path of knighthood is an arduous one, but I shall remain. I remain steadfast in my resolve as I travel down this long road. Is that rubber? I shall not falter. I will be victorious. Who cares? Just question them all at once. We already know the girl in the cage did it. Let's get on with it. Yeah, finish the story. I'd like to go back home to bed. Oh, wow, really? That's awful. Witnesses, again, state your name and occupations. I am known as wordsmith. But what is a name? How does one describe an occupation? Like the bubbling of a babbling brook. I flow gracefully around the rocks and debris that is life, never a worry in my mind. Right. Wordsmith, occupation, jobless. My name is Mary. This darn kid is Snowy. Snowy, I often travel to the edge of the town to sell delicious fresh milk. Goat's milk for the bakery. Milk like that doesn't just happen overnight. I work my hand to the bone, squeezing each drop out literally. That sounds pretty frightening. I'm Kira, I'm a flower seller. If you all be so kind, feel free to purchase one of my beautiful flowers at any time during the trial. There's no way I'll sell them all by morning. Oh, life of a flower girl is so hard. You just talk about a hard sell. My name is Nightle. I aim to join our town's order of knights. I study night and day, although I'm still a mere squire. Joining Knights of the Christian is my life's ambition, and I, Nightle, will do whatever necessary to join. So he's jobless too. So we have Wordsmith, Mr. Jobless, Mary the milk lady, Kira the flower seller, and Nightle also jobless. Oh, it's one of those days again, isn't it? Honorable witnesses, I ask you to show this court your best when you're delivering your testimonies. Now tell us exactly what you all saw on this ill-fated eve. Can't get words out today. So this is how it works. You go through everyone on the bench, question them all at once. So what we saw tonight. The delicious scent of mid-evening dinner permeated the air, and a soft light shone faintly in the distance. Mug grabbed the girl by the arm. Looked like he almost pushed her to the ground. I heard a faint voice cry out. The next moment, those two villainous men burst into flames. There was not a trace of fire to be seen in the area. Without a doubt, magic must have been used. Magic? Sir Apprentice Baker, you may now begin your interrogation. Cross-examination. I have one piece of advice. I thus should pay heed. Do not waste this course time by grilling easily over irrelevant nonsense, Sir Apprentice Baker. Are you right, Nick? They'd sure love to call you Apprentice Baker, huh? I'll be honest with you, Maya. I have no idea how I'm feeling right now, but that is very true. I know it's all up to me. As her defender, a spell of fate is in my hands. I have to believe in her, and I need to start believing in myself. I can do this. I believe in the spell is innocent, and I'll fight till the end to prove it. Yeah, that's the spirit. We can do this, Nick. Alright, here we go. One cross examination. So... Now, if you have hit coins, you can use them by clicking the bottom right of the screen where it says hint. It helps you figure out where you need to do, but to get the 100%, you have to go through the whole trial without losing a single credibility point, which is on the top right of your screen. So, there's an ad like normal. There's nothing wrong with pressing unless the toll hurts you. And you gotta be careful where to present. We have nothing to present, so the only thing we do is press. So, let's start by pressing the most obvious of the problems. Hold it! Isn't it a bit premature to assume it was magic? Well, sir, statement. Say what? Think about it. The night of the natives were engulfed in flames in the blink of an eye. The blink of an eye. There's not a single trace of any other fire source to be found in the area. Not a trace. Therefore, there's only one true explanation as to what caused that inferno. And what would that be? Let me guess. Magic, right? There's no crime in simply not knowing but refusing to accept the plain truth. There's no crime in simply not knowing it, but refusing to accept the plain truth. There lies the true crime, Sir Apprentice Brazier. That's quite the crime indeed, Defender. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I just have to find contradiction in the testimony. No way. Okay. Looks like that's it for the testimonies. Up to now, my life's been all about baking. Kneading the dough, rolling it, baking it day after day, same thing. This trial isn't different from baking. These witnesses are all just kind of like fresh dough. So our job to roll out the constitution and bake the testimony into something this court can stomach. If the spell, they're starting to fight through it, aren't they? If the spell isn't innocent, there has to be a contradiction somewhere in these testimonies, a lump. And when I find it, I'm really gonna crank out the heat. First, I gotta gather as much info as possible. So that just indicates full court press. Let's go.
Hold it!
Hold it. What time would that be exactly? Dinner time. When else would the scent of dinner be in the air if it's not dinner time? Do you see? Not so much. The sun had already set at that time. That should be adequate. The sun already set. So you clearly witnessed that happen tonight, correct? I've been dubbed the witness, thus I must have clearly have witnessed something. Do you see? In that case, how much light was there in the immediate area at the time? Enough to see the nose of my face, but not enough to see the trees ahead. Do you see? No. That doesn't add up. If the area was completely dark, then you could have probably witnessed anything. Do you see? Nevertheless, something caught my eye. A most ominous sight. Ominous is what the sight was. Okay, I get it. It's ominous.
Objection!
Oh boy, he's not gonna grill me for that. Poor form, Princess Baker. I hate to disappoint you. There was, in fact, light in the area. Huh? And that's why we're grilling everyone. A drawing of the crime scene based on the witnesses' accounts as penned by the court illustrator. The court illustrator? Hey, Mohammed. Never heard of that before. We reacted direct in full, and then we switched over to Phoenixwright versus Professor Layton. Wait, got that reverse set. We're just chilling. I am pumped. I am very happy the Switch 2 came to light finally. And I'm so cannot wait for the good stuff. They're writers. Oh, that game's gonna make my life. Time of murder. An illustration of the highest quality as always. Now then, we have established that by that time the murder occurred, the sun already set. And so naturally, the defendant was carrying a fire-lit lantern, as we can see. So I'm doing great. I'm just like really happy the direct tap, and I'm way more happier than lately. So yeah, a lantern, Eureka! Indeed, that's what I was saying earlier. There's a lantern, I say. Oh please, you totally forgot. Yeah, I did not imagine it would be necessary to present it, but... Milord, here's the lantern in question. This is what responsible for the light in the area. Alright, we have evidence. The drawing. The accused seemed to be holding a milk bucket of sort. What became of this? That is a strange case indeed, my lord. That bucket seemed to disappear from the murder scene. The bucket disappeared, you say? So yeah, they have been talking of wolves living in the nearby forest. It is thought they often make off with the items they find on the ground. Great, wolves that steal your stuff. Remind me never to set foot in that forest. We got evidence now. Yeah, I guess you're right. You know, you don't look like just some normal run-of-the-mill baker. Speaking of which, let's take a look at that evidence. Lantern. The lantern that Spell is holding, the glass is broken and is covered in mud. We'll take a look at that later. It might fit somewhere. I like to say you're more like a somewhat articulate run-of-the-mill baker. I think they may have an act to be a defender. There's a clear contradiction somewhere in that testament. I gotta find it. Okay, that's probably how the lantern became broken. I'll press it though. Mud was one of the two rogues. Is that correct? That's right. That man, he grabbed the girl's arm and pulled out a knife. Is something wrong? Or was it Rob that grabbed the girl and had the knife? There's a difference? Oh, this went nowhere, didn't it? Oh dear, now let's see. Muggs with the short one, Rob with the... No, I think it's the other way around. She squeezed that good, didn't she? Well, which was which now, was it? That's all well and good, but I was hoping you testify about the lantern. Please continue your testimony. So speaking, huh? Press it. Exactly whose cry did you hear? Well, the accused. It was Bella's voice, of course. And did you get a good look at Miss Cantabella's face? Yes, I mean, she was carrying that huge lantern after all. You're only sure because all the other witnesses just finished saying they saw her with the lantern. A trace of fire in the area, huh?
Hold it!
It's in a previous... Okay, so I just did this earlier. So I think this is where I want to... Hear that right? I think I just found a contradiction. Yep, that's where I'm popping it. Good, at least I know what the split. No, Maya, I think you're wrong. I don't know, I feel like I know how to do this. If you're gonna speak up in court, there's only one thing that people will listen to, and that's evidence. I just have to try and present evidence where there's a contradiction in one of their testimonies, which we found. Testimony 4. Present lantern. Easy. Present. You...
Objection!
Objection, please. What is the matter, defender? His memory just snapped. What is this feeling? I just felt the urge to shout out right from the bottom of my lungs while pointing my finger. Objection. I can't help but feel that's the word I've used quite a bit in the past. That day, I remember now. I remember everything. The legal attorneys exchange at Spell's first trial, and then that strange book. This feeling, I feel I can take on the world. All right, let's get back to work then. Witness? What's so important? I am a soon-to-be member of the Honorable Knights of the Inquisition. I accept the challenge. How about you? You say you saw no fire that was present at the scene of the crime, meaning the defendant must have used magic. Unfortunately for you, that is not the case. What do you mean, Sir Apprentice Baker? What I mean is that the defendant was in fact carrying a lantern. A lantern containing fire. Those two roads were actually burned by the flame that was inside that lantern. That is the only logical explanation. Uh-oh. What a stalling conclusion you come to, Sir Apprentice Baker. What do you mean? The only logical explanation? Do you agree with this statement, Honorable Witnesses? It is presumptuous for a man that knows nothing to claim that he knows something about which he really knows nothing. I can't believe I read that correctly. Besides, how can one teeny tiny flame be strong enough to set them both ablaze like that? Chemicals? There are two of them. How can that flame engulf them so fast? The right fuel source? Furthermore, if they did burn as you so claim they did, do you mean that to suggest they were soaked in oil or something? Oh. Yeah, that's hard. Well, Sir Blue Knight, it seems you've bitten off more than you can chew. I definitely didn't see that coming. What say you, Mo? Do you have any thoughts on the proceedings thus far? Given the testimony we have heard it, the court has come to its conclusion. So it's truly a gruesome and merciless act, an act for which only one thing could be held responsible. It's very crime of magic. Crime? Did I say crime? I'm sorry. Wait just a second. Is there something you have forgotten to mention, Defender? Not exactly, Your Honor. It's just that, you just said magic. That can't be right, can it? What are you suggesting, Sir Apprentice Baker? Witches can use magic, which in turn brings about disaster, such as the way of this world, is it not? Well, yeah, that seems to be the case. But there's no way that's actually possible. This court finds the spell Cantabella, the accused charged of being a witch. A spell, a witch? A witch in existence in this world is a crime in itself, which is awful, by the way. The ability to use and control magic is a criminal offense indeed. As such, any witch found practicing magic will be sentenced to death by fire. I'm not a witch. Sir Apprentice Baker, I do not envy your current predicament. My lord, hand down your guilty verdict against this witch immediately.
Objection!
But there is no evidence to prove that any magic was really used. Put a stock in it, bread boy. We all heard her cast a spell. Huh? That's right. So I heard it. Isn't that right, Precious? We heard that incantation quite clearly. What? Incendio? A frightening voice. There's no speaking it. It was a spell's voice. These ears do not lie. They clearly heard an incantation of the most sinister. Ignize, we went. Ignize? Incantation. Ignize? It's no good. I just can't wrap my head around this topsy-turvy otherworldly court. It would seem the defense has no further objections. It appears so. The court finds the use of magic at the time of murder to be undeniable fact. Furthermore, the honorable witnesses have stated that they each heard an incantation being recited. The court finds no reason to delay its verdict any longer. We have to do something. I know, but what can we say? Here, in this world, our sense of logic is utterly useless.
This court is ready to hand down its verdict for the case of Espella Cantabella.
Uh-oh.
Hold it.
Oh. And finally, the crossover comes the other way.
Your Honor, I request that the court hold its verdict a moment longer.
What is the meaning of this intrusion?
I have something I believe will be of use to the defense. A weapon of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Grand Grimoire. All of this world's magic is contained within its pages. Without it, this trial cannot reach a satisfactory conclusion.
Thank you.
Grand
Grimoire. And now we finally get a Professor Layton and Luke on our side. Well, now, seeing things that are already afoot here, although the real contest begins now, are you fully prepared? So, are you here to help us? Of course, the professor always helps people in trouble. It's the duty of every gentleman, right, Professor? Professor, there's a saying I find quite useful in situations such as this. There's a time for words and a time for action. Right. You have been working as a baker in this town up till now, have you not? Must say, I'm a little mystified. I expected you to be more familiar with this world and its system of magic. Yeah, how can I put this? I guess that's not quite the full story. That's so. I kind of had an epiphany just now. I remember all sorts of things, like how I'm not actually a baker. And, well, how magic can't really exist. Then we've seen that correct about you, Mr. Wright. You are not, in fact, a citizen of the town. Is that correct? Right. At least it seems that way. However, for now, we have no option but to accept this world and its rules as reality. Without first understanding those rules, I'm afraid you'll not be able to save Miss Cantabella. But the things like magic only exist in fairy tales and make-believe. I'm afraid it's right. It would seem magic does in fact exist in this world. Such a truth cannot be denied. We don't have the evidence to prove it wrong yet either. Indeed, that is why the Grand Grimoire is a weapon and well suited for this witch trial. At the moment, we are tantamount to a knight without a sword. I feel more like an attorney without a chance, actually. Right then, Mr. Wright. I'll explain how the Grimoire works. Okay, we get a new button on screen. Let's have a look at the touch screen. There you see the Grand Grimoire button. Touching the button will open the Grand Grimoire. You'll be able to present spells for the Grimoire in much the same way you present evidence. And this book will surely be a most important asset for us in this trial. Oh, that reminds me. I've gone ahead and bookmarked the spell Ignite for you. Summon the circle of flame within a 1 meter radius of the caster. Requires an incantation and a scepter to cast. Wait, a scepter? There was no scepter. What scepter? No, that's the spell. That's the magic spell all the witnesses said they heard, right? Nick, you should take a look at that spell. I just did. I'll have to touch the Grand Grimoire button, huh? The defendant has given more than enough time. We've seen this trial has reached its end. That understood, Sir Apprentice Baker? It's quite straightforward, with a very little room for doubt. With a testimony coupled with the illustration of the time of the murder makes it quite clear what must have occurred. This murder was a result of magic. No, it wasn't. And furthermore, the caster said the magic was none other than the accused. The caster said magic was none other than the accused. Oh man, I'm blown up today. That, Sir Apprentice Baker, is the truth. Best you go back to baking, for I believe your days in the courtroom have crumbled. Is everything alright, Mr. Wright? Yes. It seems that the photographs do not exist in this world. Photos don't exist? Guess that makes sense. Ye olde time period and all. The sketch was drawn by the illustrator. Therein lies your final chance, Mr. Wright. My final chance? I understand the witnesses have already finished their testimony. However, if you perhaps find a clear contradiction with his illustration. There's another contradiction? Yeah, where's the stick? Turn this around. You have to hurry. The judge. He was ready to deliver the verdict any second. This is it. What should I last chance? What should I do? Well, you could give up, but that's dumb. I think I'll point the contradiction out.
Hold it!
1 second, Your Honor. The defense requests permission to have another look at the court illustration. I think there might be a contradiction in there.
Objection!
You're already out of time. All testimony the evidence has given thus far have been proven to be accurate.
Objection!
Right back at you, Barnum. I wouldn't be so sure, Inquisitor Barnum. There's just one thing you overlooked. The piece of evidence within this book. The Grand Grimoire. Absurd! I overlooked something. You are the defender here, which you had examined the tomb earlier. You're right. I should have. But unfortunately, I was nothing but a simple baker till just now. Interesting. You should have begun to show your true color, Sir Blue Knight. Let's see what type of knight you truly are. How about you? If anyone else shows this supposed contradiction, the court illustration in the grimoire, somewhere there's a contradiction between these two. I got a chance to find it. My last chance. Use this magnifying glass to locate the point of reference. Then reveal to the court the location of the contradiction. Alright, so let's think about it for a minute. That hand is clearly grasping something. Let's present this.
Got it.
Got it. The contradiction is right here. The hand of the accused seems to be holding the lantern. What's your point? According to this channel, use the spell Ignite required the use of Witch's Scepter as well as an incantation. Isn't that right? Correct. For witches to use magic, they must be in possession of a Witch's Scepter, also known as a Tele Magica. If that's the case, then there's one thing that doesn't add up. Take another look at Miss Cantabella's hands. Tell me, do you see the Witch's Scepter in either of her hands? Huh? There we go. Let's see if you point that sword at me now. You did, Mr. Wright. But don't that contradict just a little too obvious? You might be right, Luke. It was seen in appear that the good Inquisitor is taking a particular oversight rather too well. That is correct, Sir Apprentice Bracelet, but you should not underestimate me. This is perhaps your first time seeing this item, is it not? Right here in this very scepter you mentioned? One of them is found and tossed in the shrubbery on the side of the path. I see the red one, but what's that other one? Aha, yes, indeed, that was I located it. My feet found themselves in a snare to blast the thing and sent me flying through the air. Somehow, I'm not surprised you hear you spell, Gramps. This scepter doesn't seem to carry an air most sinister air. Indeed, my lord, however, the scepter only works well in the hands of a witch, with the incantation being said aloud. There's rules. Why does magic have rules? I mean, I know they have rules in the Harry Potter verse, but... please don't look at me when you say that. You see, there are two magic gems set in the scepter. Magic gems. Looks like a red gem and a white one. These gems each contain a particular magic spell. By simply looking at the gem, one can easily determine which spell can be used. Quick look at this page. Okay, that's nice. I've seen that. Is that the red magic gem? Indeed, the red gem you see here is spelled Ignite. If you look carefully, you should have noticed that the scepter also has one more spell that can be used. One more spell. That must be the white gem. That's right, I found it. Here's the spell for the white gem. Back to the book again. Demir. Vanishing spell. Causes anything the caster touches to vanish from sight. Simply chant Amir to make it reappear. Demir and Amir. Sounds like a bad name. The spell Demir has been added to the grimoire. Cool. There's some sight. Ugh. I see you managed to work it out with that crusty head of yours. That can't be. The reason the witch's scepter shouldn't be seen is because the magic spell Demir made it disappear. That's right. In other words, the accused conjured a cowardly spell to camouflage her own use of magic. No. No way! Order. Barnum, please submit the scepter into evidence.
Objection!
Hold on, please. Is there a problem, Sir Baker? Okay, I understand this is a witch's scepter. Whether or not the scepter is in Miss Canterville's possession has not been proven. What are you talking about, Sir Francis Baker? Isn't it obvious? I'm talking about fingerprints. Supposing Miss Canterville did in fact handle the scepter, then her fingerprints should still be on it. Uh-oh. Not again. Ooh. And now the oopsie. What's with the silence? You said fingerprints. Because of tell me, just what is this Baker babbling about? I haven't the slightest clue, my lord. It's the Baker's first time in court, after all. Ah! I'm afraid it's no use, Mr. Wright. In this world, it seems like the concept of fingerprint does not yet exist. What? I can't believe it. I might have said already. Best you head back to the bakery, unless you continue to serve this court more of your half-baked ideas. They're about half-baked your terrible puns, Barnum. Forensic science does not exist here. Instead, there is a world in which witches and magic are accepted as fact. Truly fascinating. And into the evidence it goes. What the heck? Alright, let's examine the evidence as we always do. The magic scepter is needs to cast spells, spells and gems. So we have the mirror. So we have the invisibility spell, which goes by Demir and Emir, and the fire spell is a Nice. Interesting. There must just way too many things I don't know about this world. Mr. Wright, I believe you may be able to take these things you don't know and use them to your advantage. Huh? The Christian believe there's more room for debate on the matter. The accused clearly attempted to conceal her magic. Better luck next time, Sir Apprentice Baker. Perhaps your next loaf will not leave such a bitter taste in our mouths. Now then, my lord, I believe it's time. I ask you render your unwavering verdict.
Objection.
Objection indeed. Layton said it. I love it. Pardon the interruption. May I have a word, Inquisitor Barnum? What's that? Who might you be? My name is Herschel Layton. I'm a friend of the accused. Inquisitor Barnum, please allow me to confirm what you believe happened on the night of the crime. You claim the witch's scepter was made to disappear through the use of magic. Is that correct? Indeed, the magic spell Demir. If possible, would you mind providing proof of this particular claim? What? You claim the scepter was not seen. Indeed, that is one possibility. However, a wise man must always consider every possibility. What say you, Inquisitor Barnum? Can the Inquisition fulfill the request presented by the gentleman with the unusual top hat? Just hat, sorry. The Inquisition cannot honor this request for proof. If you are certain that the accused is not a witch, then the burden of proof lies at the feet of the defender. Come on, it's the Inquisition's job to prove that crime was committed. As I thought, indeed, it would appear that accepted thinking in this world differs greatly from our own. How regrettable, Sir Apprentice, and you, Sir Dark Hat. Inquisitor Bob, sir. Oh, about time to get up to do a stretch. Okay. Oh. Ah. I gotta make quick. I'm gonna have to upload it tomorrow, I think. So we'll see what happens, huh? Would anyone care for the lily flowers? I got a lovely array of bewitching lilies. Really. Will not be dismissed so easily. We came here to expose this to the identity of this witch. Isn't that right, Precious? A witch's scepter, you say? Yes, yes, I know such a scepter. Allow me to educate the matter. I can't remember that. What do you think, Mr. Barnum? Your witnesses appear to have something to say on the subject. Very well. Most honorable witness, I grant your request to testify once more. Tell the court all you know regarding this tale of Magica. Oh, well, somehow keep the trial going. All you want, sir, to our cat. Please, Mr. Wright. Mr. Layton will suffice for the time being. Did you say that loud? Testimony time. That's what we got. When I saw her, the witch was carrying a large milk bucket in one hand and a bucket and lantern in the other. That girl had the lantern hanging from her wrist. Her hand was contorted in a strange way. I got a good look at her hand, and it looks as if she was gripping something. The witch was holding a scepter in her right hand. She did not drop it once before she was apprehended. Well, hello there, contradiction. So let's take the. I can't even look at the darn illustration. So if you recall the illustration, if she was holding the scepter, the stick in her right hand, the hand that was holding up the lantern, which was around her wrist, that stick's pretty big. If it tried to whack, let go of the lantern, which did fall, that's logic right there. We got him. I can just figure out how to present it. I see the accused hand was contorted in a strange way. I do believe this is quite an important piece of testimony. We saw too. I was the girl up there, without a doubt. Eyes, well, these old eyes don't see as well as they once did, but it's a hazy, blurry form of the accused quite clearly. Don't tell the court you're blind. My eyesight is as sharp as the edge of my trusty blade. A toy sword, how fascinating. Though I wonder if he understands the implications of that analogy on his vision. Miss Hurrick, you may proceed with your interrogation. Mr. Layton, give me no chance. I can't let it go to waste. Alright, so Mr. Wordle is our target here. I gotta figure out what to present first. Let me get this straight. There's no way for you to see this invisible scepter, was there? In that case, there was also no way you could tell whether or not she might have dropped the stick. Also carrying the lantern. Or was holding was very true. Well, yeah, that's true. Well, not holding the scepter at the time of the murder. If evidence to show that even if the fellow had been holding the scepter, she would have dropped it. All right. I know it's wordsmith for sure. I wanted 3 pieces of evidence. That's pointless. That's not going to help me because that's all about the magic that was used. Let's drop this.
Objection.
Yes. There's a high probability that Miss Cantabella was not holding the scepter. But if for sake of she had been holding, she would undoubtedly have dropped it at the time of the incident. What do you mean? What I mean is, is that this lantern proved the defendant was not holding the scepter.
Objection!
What foolishness are you spouting, Sir Apprentice Baker? The lantern's handle is around the accused's wrist.
Objection!
Meaning she could have held the scepter? I'm afraid that's not the problem here, Mr. Barnum. The problem is with the broken glass and the mud plaster all over it. What? The rain had ended just as the murder had taken place. That would make the path fairly muddy, don't you agree? When the thief grabbed Miss Cantabella by the arm, the lantern must have fallen into the mud. The lantern fell into the mud? Why, of course, that makes sense, doesn't it, my little snowy wowie? Well, what do you say, Inquisitor Barnum? If she was holding the scepter at the time, it would mean that when she dropped the lantern, the scepter would have fallen along with it. And clearing her off, what is going on? Barnum seems speechless. That defender's managed to turn this thing around, even though he's just some baker. No way, pay the witch of the... Comes no heat, they're trying to trick you. Good grief. Bloodthirsty witnesses, get out. Just what is this?
Hold it!
What? One moment, please. Everyone, please listen. Didn't we all just stand here and explain to the court that we clearly saw? It's a lantern, so what? What's so special about it? Explain it to me so I can understand. So that you can understand? Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious just by looking at it. Mr. Wright? What is it, Mr. Layton? There's something about this witness. Miss Kira, was it? Tell me, Miss Kira. How good is your eyesight exactly? Huh? As you just heard Mr. Wright explain, the answer to your query is quite obvious at a glance. Tell me, are you able to see the mud present on this lantern? Mud? What mud? What are you talking about? Gotcha. Your Honor, did you hear that just now? Yeah, indeed. What did it mean exactly? It means that Miss Kira's poor eyesight is the reason she cannot see the mud present on its lantern. In other words, the validity of Miss Kira's testimony is questionable at best. In other words, she had the trouble. Nice. Order in the court. What is the meaning of this? What say you in your defense, witness? I highly recommend you give us nothing but the truth. I'm sorry, Inquisitor Barnum. It's just true. I need to wear glasses all the time, in fact. You need to wear glasses? Ah, now you mention it, I didn't know something about you today. I thought you looked familiar. Gone to mist caught my mind. In its place of clarity. Fair maiden of pair of spectacles are as valuable as a shield to a knight. Make haste to procure another pair. Now then, Miss Kira, tell me, at the time of the incident, were you wearing your glasses? No, I was not wearing them. The truth is, I lost my glasses a couple days ago. You lost them? So your glasses were missing during the time of the incident. Mr. Wright, might I recommend you keep that notice back? It could prove useful later. Got it. I believe there's nothing left to prove on this matter. At the time, the murder, the accused did not have a witch's scepter in possession. Wait just a moment. No, I have much more left to say. That's right, my trusty sword of justice shall cut through this witch's treacherous lies. I may have lost my glasses, but I haven't lost the will to testify. Did she just eat the flower? Hey, Sage, how you doing? Baker Link. Oh, nice. I love the reference. You doing good, man? And please tell me you caught that direct. Yeah, I understand. I understand you're all completely ridiculous. It would seem we have not yet arrived at a clear-cut verdict. Witness, you may once again begin to testify to the court. Tell us about the scepter and how it was used in a detestable display of witchcraft that you all witnessed tonight. Not much, Kim. Just trying to survive a gloomy day. Gloomy? Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear about that, Sage. What happened? Well, I feel like you kind of missed the direct. The girl is not holding a scepter in the same hand as the lantern, which means... OMG. What the heck? Eh, just bad storms it all. Oh. Pog. 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 Let's sell all my pogs at once. That's fun. Yeah, just bad storms it all. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that, man. What, gloomy weather sucked. Well, on the other hand, the accused of holding a milk bucket in the illustration. Who's to say she wasn't holding a stick? I know. It's not just Nintendo Switch 2. It's Mario Kart World. That's cool. All the wild features for it. The game upgrade. But the biggest one in my eyes is not just the game stuff on the Switch. Yes, very much surpassed the expectation. I am loving on the fact we're finally, after so many years, getting a Kirby's Air Ride sequel. If they could add City Trial to it, I would be gloriously happy. I want City Trial on my Switch. I want to play City Trial with other people so bad right now. So I have to work out. So DK2, yes, I saw that. He was wearing pants. That was a big point of contention. The best part is, I gotta work on. I got the day off. I got some stuff worked out so I can take care of getting the darn pre-order stuff set up on this next Wednesday, on the 9th of April, when the pre-orders go live. Which means I have to think about it. I have to be there on Friday. I have to double check that my local GameStop, so I can set up my pre-order, so I can actually get my name in the door. And I've got a backup plan. Very true. And that makes sense, yeah. Not only that, for the Switch 2 pre-order, because I am going to pre-order with the extra game attached to it. I got a plan. I gotta make sure of it. I got the time. I gotta make space and time to work with her. Okay, I'm ready. So you guys will hear about it next Wednesday if I got it right or not wrong. That scepter. Okay. It's lighter than it looks. Even Snow could carry it, so she can easily have the scepter as well. And that's his milk bucket. Everything felt like an illusion. So he's useless. The scepter in her hand, you say? Indeed, such a proposal is feasible. The usual home is DK Island. The setting is Ingot Isles. That's clear now his home. That is true. That's also true. Could have been sucked into a whole other dimension. Happened not the first time it happened. Sir Baker. We'll see what happens, right? Yes, Your Honor. It's the strangest thing. The longer this trial goes on, the more you resemble a legitimate defender. Huh? Well, no matter. Defender may be in the interrogation, cross-examination. I was like, I'm so happy I won. Carry there, right? Oh my God, son. And not to mention the GameCube Switch Online thing. That's like awesome. All we have to do now is wait for Mario parties, and then we got it. The girl is not holding the scepter in the same hand as the lantern. Harry does. Okay, hold up. How does she know that it's light? I mean, she may have filled it, but let's see what she says on press. Just 1 second. Yes, I know. Oh, I had to split my recordings up too. I got to modify the front and back of it. That's gonna be a good project for me to work on. What is it now? So I don't have all night, you know? Come on then, out with it. Your testimony. How exactly did you know that the bucket this Cantabella was carrying was light enough for Snowy to carry? Well, you see, the girl is always the same bucket whenever she comes to buy milk from us. Naturally, I've seen that bucket countless times before. You've seen it countless times before. That doesn't answer my question. You specifically said that the bucket is lighter than it looks. Miss Mary, at some point tonight, you must have held that bucket yourself. Oh, now then, please enlighten to us as exactly when you got your hands on that bucket. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, she's in trouble. It's true. By the time Rob's and Mug had already been burnt to ash. And then I noticed the milk in that bucket had the girl had been holding in her hand. The milk? And then, ooh. Love that new sound effect system. And the best part, it's all the effect commands are now free for anyone to use. Have fun with it. But they do have cooldowns, so yeah, pound me with it. Then when those two went up in a blade, Snow and I made a dash for the bucket. As the girl stood there looked confused, we took the milk from her to make sure it was okay. Eh? That would mean Miss Mary just altered the crime scene. Well, it was just so wasteful. I thought all that disgusting ash fall into such precious milk. I felt just had to protect the milk. So I took the bucket back to the farm with me. Madam, you mean to tell the court that you took evidence from a crime scene back home with you? I always play it. Going well so far. I'm trying my best to keep up. I kind of screwed up at one spot. Forgot to get my coins. I have to go back to the library and grab my coins from the underground spot and all that fun jazz. So I have to get my coins still. I get the hint coins. I'm trying to get 100%. Best I can. So, but it's going well. Just missed one spot to pick up hit coins from so far. Uh-oh. Oh my, you're scaring poor Snowy. Here, I brought the bucket with me anyway. I think I didn't tamper the milk. I'm sure you didn't. This court shall accept this milk bucket as evidence. Okay. Well, that's more evidence for us. Hit coin. Something I need to get used to when I get around to this. Generally speaking, in order to 100% the game properly, you need to beat the game without using one and collecting them all. There's a lot too, like in the hundreds, like the 200 or 300 level. On top of that, by being puzzled the first time, you get something called pick rights. And courts, if you ace it right, you get like 500 even. So yeah. So let's see about this this piece of evidence, huh? For the glasses, which is the milk bucket a spell is carrying at the time of the crime. Mary brought back to her farm. That I can do. If I can remember to pay attention to keep up the case. True that. Wait, have you not played this yet, Sage? I mean, I played it a few times on my DS directly. Sorry, my 3DS directly. But have you played this game yet? I'm just curious. Nope. Wow. Okay. Well, if I'm spoiling for something, I'm on the GAA right now. Okay. The Grand 8th Tourney Chronicles. Yes, I remember that. I had the Switch game for that and the Chronicle pack, so I can probably do everything in one swoop. That's actually probably my next game. Either that or 8th Tourney Investigation 2. And then I finish off with Spears of Justice and be completed with the whole series. I'll have to make another one behind my back. The best of it. You did not see the milk bucket. Wait, you so did not. I'm gonna.
Objection!
You didn't see the milk bucket? All your assessments have been come to the same conclusion. The scepter was not in her right hand with the lantern. Therefore, it must have been in the other hand that was holding the bucket. Oh, sorry. Don't worry about it. I'm only spectating for a short amount of time because my community has requested it. Trying to gather an impression of it right now. It is very fun. A great mixture of Ace Attorney elements with Professor Layton elements. So puzzle busting in 3 dimensions because it's a 3DS game with Ace Attorney. And the best part is some of the lines are voiced. It is wonderful to hear Phoenix's real voice come out of the speakers and in my headphones. Not by a long shot. What do you mean? It's contrary to what one of them stated, the milk bucket was in fact at the scene. And you also notice something about this bucket. I can now look at the illustration. Something about the bucket seems a bit odd, if you'd say.
Objection!
The illustration was based on an eyewitness account, so a small discrepancy or two is conceivable.
Objection!
So very cool though. Actually, Barnum, it's highly likely that the illustration is much less accurate than you think. In fact, there's a blatant contradiction present in this illustration. Oh, I see it. Admittedly, it does at first look possible that the Cantabella is holding the scepter and the bucket at the same time. However, if you look at the real milk bucket, that possibility goes up in smoke. Here, let's have a look at the real deal. Notice the handle? That cannot be. Oh, but it is. This particular milk bucket has 2 pieces of wood on either side of the handle. If you were trying to hold both the scepter and this bucket, yep, the handle is different. Well, let's just say it'd be a challenge. But simply, there is no way anyone can hold both the bucket and the scepter at once. What? That must mean clearly you have the wrong bucket. We never lie when it comes to milk. That is the very bucket I took. It looks like the witnesses are surprised about this at Barnum. The defendant couldn't have been able to hold the bucket and the scepter at once. Also, we have already established that she was not holding the scepter with her right hand, because otherwise that the lantern would have not fallen off and hit the mud. Therefore, the defendant, Miss Esabella Cantabella, was not holding a witch's scepter at any point during the incident. Order! Order! I said order! Just, what is the meaning of this? In my days as a judge of the court, I never heard such an argument. These are but paltry set of words. And yet they ring with such remarkable strength. Your Honor, what you just heard was logic. Logic, you say? What is this with these two? They just silently barred him with mere words. Such foolishness. This must be some type of witchcraft. Wait, you think? Could they be witches? Yeah, right. It would seem that the concept of logic does not exist in this world. Right, then let's take this chance to knock the case down to a peg or two. I'm worried if we keep this up, we'll all be joining us on a one-way trip to the flames.
Objection!
Most intriguing. A knight allowed this sword to speak for him during battle. You have spoken with a sword of words. So be it. I too shall wield such a blade. What do you mean? Sir Luna, there appears to be a hole in this logic of yours. A hole? According to early testimony, it was believed that the accused had the lantern hanging from her wrist by the handle. However, she supposedly dropped it, hence being covered in mud. That's right. Finally, Barnum thought you acting like a prosecutor. Well, that may be true. it does not necessarily mean the accused are therefore unable to use magic. Hang on. Oh, that feels better in my kneecap. Here's merely a question of when she dropped the scepter. What do you mean, Inquisitor Barnum? It's very simple, my lord. The accused, while first holding the lantern and the witch's scepter, casts her magic. Then she dropped both the lantern and the scepter. Ah. The witch's scepter was dropped after the spell was cast. Of course, yes, that must be it. What say you, Sir Blue Knight? That is a taste but the knightly knowledge of the Inquisition. Wow, Sir Barnum cut into the baker's witchery like a hot knife through butter. Exemplary, I expected nothing less from the hand of Barnum. Ooh, to be able to shake that powerful hand someday. Daniel gets no love. That Inquisitor isn't what he first appeared. Yeah, sure seemed that way. Just a moment ago, he seemed like he never even heard of logical debate. Now he's suddenly using it against us? Apparently so. That's the game. I know joke, that's for sure. Now then, most honorable witnesses, I ask you to lend us your aid once more. I request you all testify to the court once more. Tell us which occurred first. The dropping of the lantern or the casting of the spell. Basically, what happened first? Did the light go out or did you hear ignite first? How is it even possible if her hand was gripping the lantern? It wasn't gripping the lantern, actually. It was actually, the lantern was actually around her wrist, like a bracelet or a watch. Kind of like this. It's kind of hanging off her wrist like this. And as for the scepter, she's holding it like this. So much tech on screen, huh? Oh, yep. That's what they're going on right now. And Barnes' logic seems to go like this. First, she casts a spell, which in our case, was ignites. Not sure. Remember, this world doesn't have logic. It runs on witchcraft. They don't even have a concept of fingerprinting. That's how crazy they're getting here. Yeah, I know, right? All right, testimony. Of course, the lantern fell to the ground after the incantation ignite. Whoosh. I'm sure Snowy is white. I made certain to keep my eye peeled on milk buck after all, so not my point. Besides, how are you sure the lantern just fell because it had a little mud on it? I did not lie. I saw the lantern in the accused's hand when the incantation was uttered. Figure the testimonies are all over the place now. These 4 testimonies, they are most interesting. The witnesses all saw the same thing, and yet people's memories are evidently quite fickle. They can never be a truly reliable source. Well, Professor, with enough poking and prodding, I bet we can really cause the testimony to crumble. Of course, we need to exploit their fickle memory to turn the thing around. We got this, Nick. We'll press them so hard they won't even remember what they have for breakfast. I can't remember what I have for breakfast. I had breakfast? Now, Sir Baker, you may begin your interrogation. Maya, yep, she's in here too. But there's no spirit channeling. That's witchcraft in this world. Sploosh? What's with the sploosh?
Hold it!
The lantern found out and continued. Are you positive about that? I say I'm positively positive that I'm positive. I heard her voice and then sploosh. That's sploosh. Was that the sound of the lantern hitting the ground? Yeah, sploosh. It's one of the biggest things out of place. Indeed, but of course. Do you see? But if you look at the lantern, you'll notice that the glass is shattered. You specifically said you heard a sploosh, not a glass shattering sound when it hit the ground. The sound of glass shattering? No, I'm afraid I failed to catch your drift. Uh-oh. Oh boy, game gimmicks time. So if you can sort of see, Mary's doing it right now, but we'll get an explanation of that in a second. I was present in the area, a bit further away from the crime scene, you see. I have no recollection of hearing such a sound. No recollection? Ooh, like from GAA. Mm-hmm. Precisely so. But this one came first. I can either hear a dog barking across town. Do not underestimate my hearing. I wasn't. Well, that's Gramps. There's nothing interesting in the testimony. The willow with the goat. Please proceed. Right, you mean you straw? Didn't you, Story? Oh yeah, but the problem is the mechanic is not unlocked yet. We have to press that one first.
Hold it!
But earlier, you stated that Miss Cantabella had the lantern hanging from her wrist. Well, not quite. We didn't say for certain. We only believed it was on our wrist. Believed? Yes, precisely. You know how you sniff milk when you're not quite sure it's gone bad? Okay, that's really stupid. It's medieval times. They burned people at the stake because they thought... Nope, level 5. And Capcom, I believe. I'm kind of wondering. Hold on. Wikipedia. Let's see here. Capcom and level 5. Made it. Well, the problem is the mechanic to unlock that comes up. It's not yet there yet. Oh, brother. Tell me about it. We can confidently say that we both saw the milk bucket, right, Precious? As for the lantern, well, we don't know much about that, do we now?
Hold it!
Pressing a little harder? What do you mean? Well, maybe the mud was already on the lantern before any of this happened. Ever think of that? Again, I do not care. It needs playing. Not after pressing all these guys. I know. I know. I had to press everything. Gee, what say you, defender? One in the glass. The lantern would be very useful, although I'm not blocking out the light. Miss Kira, I see your little theory regarding this lantern is muddy at best. Yeah. I could point the witness to the cow. Let's go home. But that wouldn't turn the testimony into anything I could use. Like, I'll find a lead somewhere. Almost done.
Hold it!
So you saw that lantern. You are but a petty baker. Are you not? Did not notice the place. It's because it's playing to make him get a reaction out of him. There is but one thing of importance. Bring the town of his witch as quickly as possible.
Objection!
No. Harley, I say this is far more important. What? We're trying to find out the truth here. How absurd. That girl's a witch. I say a witch. I would stake my entrance into the Knights and Inquisitors on it. Listen well, whelp. Yes, Sir Bonham. Many young men within the ranks of knighthood share your level of passion. However, you let your ambition completely blind you, the same way that a muddy lantern leaves one blind helpless in the dark. Night Owl's getting ripped to shreds. This guy. Yes, indeed. I'd say he's quite a tough motivator. We're done, finally. What do you think, Nick? Do you think anything fishy? Yeah, possibly. I think that may be something I can use. Really? Wow, I didn't hear anything special. There was definitely something out of place about one witness testimony. It was something I haven't noticed from any of my other witnesses so far. I appear you may have found something that's right. A 4-witness cross-examination. This is something I've never done before. But then, maybe there's another way I should be tackling this. I believe it is worth trusting that intuition, Mr. Wright. Okay, got it. Alright, let's try pressing the old man one more time. Finally, get the prompt.
Hold it!
Go fast. I know I'm going. I know. I'm going to go fast here. We already read this once already. Here we go. No, I'm afraid I failed to catch your drift.
Hold it!
Hold it. There it is. Right there. I knew I heard something strange. But old Graybeard didn't say anything weird. Maya, that's not the old guy that said something weird. No, I'm going faster. I read that stuff once. I'm reading normal. It's the person next to him. Next to him. Ah, look there. The goat lady. She's really deep in thought. It would seem that she had noticed something odd in the elderly gentleman's testimony. That's right. These conversations have 4 witnesses. Hey, Nick, looks like we're not the only ones paying attention to these testimonies. You're right, which means if they're all listening to each other's testimonies, correct. Each witness is fully aware of themselves and their own actions in the middle of their own testimonies. However, it is while listening to the other testimonies of others that the witness may reveal sometimes. It is while listening to the testimonies of others that the witness may sometimes reveal their most valuable information. I see, it's habit. They can't tell they're doing it, but I can. Oh, now I'm not that close, Reds. Now I'm going to use the turn the tide back in our favor. In fact, I do believe I may have spotted our first open to test this new technique. Mr. Wright, can I draw your attention to the touchscreen? Did that not trigger? It might be because I'm still... Right, that might have triggered until my pixelation is done. So let's see. Give me a minute. Oh yeah, that's something. Right, that's also might be. Oh wow. That does not work in this view. Yeah, sub only. That does not work in this view, actually. Read it. Oh. It flipped back. Hold on a second. View. Dang it. Sorry, man. It's sub only. Plus, I don't think it really works well unless it's a capture. I'm running this on the emulator because I have to. There's no other way to play a DS game on stream. So, it's gotta be the emulator, and I can't make those emulators do that. All you end up doing is just flipping the game for you guys. Capture cards, whoa. If someone fires off mirror mode when I'm subbed and I'm playing Mario Kart, that will kill me very fast. Right. Catch them in the question off guard and catch them. Oh, here we go. Oh. Hang on. Excuse me, Miss Mary. Oh, do you mean us? So I have nothing else left to say. I knew it. I caught her off guard. Mr. Wordsmith just gave his testimony. He told us all about the sound he heard when the lantern fell to the ground. Mr. Wordsmith didn't seem too sure, but I wonder if you might happen to have something to say about this. Well, that's... Come on. Is that all right, Mr. Hahn? May we answer the question? Do what you will, madam. There's no need for formalities. Good. Huh? Well, we'll try to explain, won't we? No, the truth is we did hear something. That is to say, we heard the sound of the lantern's glass shattering. We're sure of it. It was frightening loud. It quite startled, didn't it, Snow in here? I looked in the direction of the sound, but I couldn't see anything, let alone the girl of those 2 thieves. It was a tad dark. When the glass shattered, the flame inside must have gone out. Hence, she could not see them. That seemed to be the gist of it. Then, as it appeared in the darkness, I heard it. You heard it? What did you hear exactly? You know, that. I heard the incantation for the spell ignites. Wait, glass shattered, lights went out, and then she heard ignites? Did Mary literally take the whole darn witness testimonies and flip it back to 0 again? Oh, fantastic. What did you just say? She heard it. She heard glass breaking, then nice. Now, hold it right there, witness. Yes, my lord. The glass shattered and then fell. Then after that, you heard the incantation for the spell. Do you swear to this court that this is without doubt correct? Yes, maybe, I think. How about my testimony? What about my oratorical observation? Oratorical? That's the word. This is math. Thorish? That blasted spell occurred first, then the lantern plummeted to the ground. I heard no such thing. There was no sound of shattering glass. Absurd. Simply absurd. So the lantern fell and the glass shattered. That does not change the very fact this girl is a witch.
Objection!
It does. I hate to disappoint you, but that's not quite the case. In fact, this testimony changes the things a lot. Would you agree, Barnum? What is the meaning of this? Let's go where we know so far. In order for a witch to use any magic, they must be holding a witch's scepter. Yet none of the 4 witnesses saw the defendant holding a scepter of any kind. Pretty much. That's cut, and there's a second spell in the scepter too. See, there's 2. Wait, sorry. See, this. Yeah, big objection. So, every scepter comes pre-equipped with 2 spells, which is weird because magic should not have this many rules. Big point in the future. The mirror was not mentioned, or a mirror. So here's the spell. Summon the circle of flame within 1 meter radius of the caster. Requires the incantation and a scepter to cast. Here's the second spell. Causes anything the caster touches to vanish from sight. Simply chanting a mirror to make it reappear. So let's keep that in mind, huh? Yes. At the time of the crime, the 2 victims grabbed Miss Cantabella's arm, causing her to drop the lantern to the ground. If at the time she was in fact holding an invisible scepter... we're getting there. Trust me, it gets more comical when we get to that part. I played this one, so I know what I'm talking about. The scepter must have fallen when she dropped the lantern. Now, let's say hypothetically that Miss Cantabella really is a witch. In order to use any spell, she would have to recite the spell before dropping the scepter. However, as our witness, Miss Mary has just stated her testimony, she hears the incantation of the night after hearing the lantern glass shatter. What? Oh, get there. I like the damage attack for wordsmith. You do all understand what that means, don't you? It means that Miss Cantabella, the supposed witch you locked up, could not have possibly cast any magic. Therefore, the defendant, Espella Cantabella, is clearly in no way, shape, or form a witch. 2, 3, by wordsmith. Such frivolity. Do you realize what you're insinuating? Do you really think he's not a witch? That's nonsense. You didn't even listen to my testimony. We did, but you're wrong. There's no glass shattering. Well, an airhead. Tell me about it. You called me a liar, Missy. So you can see the mud on the lantern when it's plain day. What ridiculous claims, all of you. Oh, hush. Take your little toy sword and go back to playing pretend, Sir Knight. Uh-oh. They're busted. Witnesses, this is a court of law, not a playground. Must I remind you of the importance of these proceedings? Which is in the the fair town of Labyrinthia. Your words here today could decide the fate of every single citizen within our walls. Do you understand? As such, I expect each of you to take your role seriously and testify honestly about what you saw and heard. I imply the heard bit. They're fooling around up there, idiots. Medieval idiots, a lot of them. They are in trouble. And in all my days as a judge of this court, I have never seen such behavior. Contempt, all of you. Behavior that leaves a cloud of doubt over the credibility of each of your testimonies. Indeed, my lord. Quite a miserable set of witnesses, this lot. We get better witnesses later, don't worry. Let's see. It would appear this trial has come to a sudden halt. Huh? So that must mean... Quite right. It means you have won this trial, Mr. Wright. We won. I can hardly believe the situation we have found ourselves in. I did not anticipate this trial ending with such a strange turn of events. But due to these witnesses' dubious credibility, and she's eating flour by the way, I can see no reason to continue. What say you, Inquisitor Bonham? As you wish, my lord. But what is going on? They're actually gonna let this witch run free through the town? Curse, if it wasn't for that witch and our friends. Yeah, medieval brain dead idiots.
Hold it!
And the comedy hour has arrived. Justice?
Wait a blooming second. This trial ain't even
Well, yeah, justice. I want a jester.
Not before I take the stand to testify.
Yeah.
Order! Who is this buffoon?
A buffoon? I don't know, some guy. I mean, his title card literally said some guy.
Why, you ask? Who am I? Why?
Name?
I'm the man that's gonna single-handedly save this trial. I'm the fifth witness.
Same.
What?
What?
Even Barnum didn't see this one coming.
Just as I thought, this trial was going down the drain before I got here. Okay, you lot, assemble. We need a strategy meeting ASAP. I say, who are you? Thank goodness you showed up. You can't give up now, everyone. It's come down to this. 2 arms, everyone. We shall do battle against that baker and the hat seller. I can't believe it. What the heck is going on? Trust me, once you know the guy's name, it'll be funny as all heck. No, he's fine. Remember, medieval setting. What's more, he appears to be quite the formidable witness. Well, I guess. This trial is still far from over. To be continued. Alright, Mr. Some... We will refer to him as some guy for now. Probably not. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just rolling with it. But let's just say it's the usual kangaroo court nonsense we expect from a turn trial now, okay? The whole first chunk was just a revamp to get yourself up to speed on producing the Grimoire and multi-testimony. He's clean. And remember, medieval setting. Okay? Oh boy. A group of witnesses huddling up for a joint testimony in a witch trial. You can't make this stuff up. We're fine. We can do this. Come on, we're streamers. We're fine. Remember? In 10 cases, yeah. We now have 5 minutes to understand. So I must ask, why was this obnoxious-looking man left out of your initial group witnesses? Baldy's right, Bottom. That's just cold-blooded. There was but one reason, my lord. I did not know this witness even existed. Oh, no. Let me put it this way. This guy is comparable to what Larry Butts is. Okay? It's about the same level. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. You, sir, failed to come forward when we were asking for witnesses for this very trial. You were nowhere to be seen. Oh no, let's just get to the name. His name is some guy. I was going to hear a peep about it. I ain't using around at night, except for maybe at Rouge's Tavern. So you're basically telling us you were up all night drinking. Yep, he's wasted. Yep. Anyway, it's all water on the bridge now, as far as I'm concerned. Just leave the rest of yours, surely. Oh, he has a name. I know it, but I'm not saying what it is. We get a glimpse of it in this trial, and then we get the full darn thing in the next one. Okay? During the last interrogation, the defendant brought forth some surprising proof. Namely, there's a low possibility the accused could have used magic. I never heard such a claim. He must be doing this logic. What rubbish? Logic, you say? Yes, he is drunk. Oh, yeah, well, that'd be right. Yeah, it's a couple episodes away. I ain't got a clue what that is. But I do know that this bread baking baker, head back to the bakery. Elegantly said. Oi, Gramps, give me and me partners over here the chance to speak. You want to know how this rich man is beholding that scepter, don't ya? Oi, when you say Gramps, you wouldn't mean meat, would you? He's drunk, all right. Of course, in this setting, it doesn't matter. Well, we'll show you the wish. I'm with you there, Judd, man. Yes, well, let's proceed with the testimonies. Why do I feel like I totally lost control of the situation? He's not just drunk, by the way. He's also an idiot. The mystery of the witch's scepter. Clowns. Pretty much. The S-spell is the witch. We're not backing down on this. Okay, that's pointless. When she dropped the lantern, the scepter was not yet in her hands. Been hidden by magic and carried on her back. So it was grabbed her by the hand that held the lantern, so he must have had another way of holding that scepter. That's it. The girl just put the bucket down on the ground and picked up the bitch's magic stick. So she had the scepter behind her back. She then dropped the lantern, reached for the scepter after it fell. Well, that's not what the fifth guy said. Yep. Well, if that's the case, it must have been possible that he's having used magic. This is bad. That thanks to this guy, now all the witnesses seem to be actually trying to pin this thing on a spell. I'm not sure. Each harbor a shared anger towards witches and magic. Such is the cause of the strong desire to see a guilty verdicts passed as quickly as possible. However, such confidence is undoubtedly bound to cloud their better judgment and thinking. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think these guys mean any real harm, but if they're all riled up, they don't even realize how destroyed their idea of what happened tonight has become. At least, that's how I seems. This is a good professor. The witnesses aren't thinking straight. They're completely blind to the truth. We've already kind of... That was the lantern, apparently. Sir Baker, or rather, Sir Wright. Yes? You do not appear to be a simple banker. That much is clear. On the other hand, you are no ordinary defender either. That's telling it. Never before has the defender managed to clash and do battle with me here on this battlefield as an equal. Sir Blue Knight, this trial has not yet been decided. If there is any doubt in your interrogation, I will not hesitate to strike your case down where it stands. I understand. Defender, please read the interrogation. Well, in this testimony and cross-examination, the lantern glide doesn't even matter. It's not even come up. It's clear as day. A spell is the wish. We are not backing down from this. Who cares? When she dropped the lantern, the scepter was not yet in her hands. The scepter must have been hit by magic and carried on her back. The rogue grabbed her by the hand that held the lantern, so he must have had another way of holding that scepter. So, here's what they're saying right now. Estelle is holding the bucket in her left hand, the lantern on her right wrist, or in her hand, and the scepter on her back. Now, apparently, yes, tangent the thing here. Now, apparently, the story that these guys are telling right now is this: she was attacked by the mugs and robbed. That's literally their names. And was grabbed by an arm, which made her drop the lantern. So according to some guy here, that's literally his name until we figure it out proper. She put the bucket down, grabbed her scepter, and then cast a spell. Now, we can disprove this very easily. Because my question for you guys is this. Does that bucket have any mud on it? Remember, Mary took it back to her farm. So it's on her. So let's see what happens when I put in the bucket here. Away we go. No, it doesn't.
Objection!
So objection. Remember, these people don't have logic, so it's easier to prove things. I'm afraid what happened is not quite so simple. What? What you talking about? It only just stopped raining a moment before the crime took place. As a result, the ground was very muddy. If Miss Cantabella really placed this bucket on the ground like you claim she did, then it should be caked with mud, just like the lantern after it fell. Oh yeah, perfect. Well, I say that clears up your muddy testimony, wouldn't you? Very true. Well, hey, Bottom. What? You're just gonna sit there looking pretty? Come on, give me a hand here. Logic failed again, it does. Logic will get you nowhere, witness, other than perhaps to the dungeon. At any rate, there is but one question we gotta ask. Why is there a mold on that bucket? Barnum just getting logic down now. Oh no, that's already approved. Hold on. To the witness with the goat, may I ask you a question? Huh? Are you talking to us? Indeed. You admit to the court that you returned home with the milk bucket. Illegally, I must add. Oh my. Such harsh words, Inquisitor. When you took the bucket home, you must have simply wiped the mud from the bucket. Is that correct? Oh great, he's pulling a black quill twisted samurai routine. Convincing a confused test witness. Come on, say it ain't so. You know, now you mention fight. No way, don't tell me. That bucket. Oh, that's right, I remember now. I don't know how old was on the bucket. It was mud exactly. It certainly was dirty. Before taking it inside with me, I remember wiping it clean with the old rag. Ah. Are you kidding me? Indeed. It's such a working because of the bottom. Right. It makes perfect sense. See, we are right all along. Working because of the bottom. I knew that story was just for show. Bottom, you slide to the argument too.
Objection!
Witness, Miss Mary. What is it? You're absolutely sure there was mud stuck to this bucket. Oh my, well, it's just, I don't remember it was mud exactly. I do remember cleaning the bucket off when I got home. Yeah. Alright. It would seem the defense has failed to disprove the witness's claim. Of that, we can claim we're quite certain. Yeah. Oh, that'll teach him, Louie. What a jerk. Do me a favor, Graham. I want to change my testimony just a tiny bit. Really? Hey, I'll take it. I will allow it, only if the witness refrains from name calling in the future. You gotta go, my lord. Well, all this court mumbo jumbo has left me thirsty in a dog in the desert. I'm not reading that. Mm-hmm. Is that yet? How much ale in that thing? That witch hair was holding the stick. I mean her say the incantation thingy. That's right, it was it all.
Hold it!
But no one knows for sure if Miss Cantabella dropped that milk bucket on the ground. Pretty much, but there's no mud on it. So is that what you're saying? Hey, we don't know if this is right. We know the goalie wiped off all the mud.
Objection!
However, Miss Mary doesn't clearly remember whether or not it was mud that was stuck on the bucket. You really don't remember, but maybe... I guess maybe there was mud on it? I mean, she couldn't hold the scepter without putting the bucket on the ground. Miss Mary, please give me a definitive answer. You all dumb, Louie? Talk all you want, cause it ain't gonna help. You see? Hmm?
I say.
I'm sorry, what? The five of us, we saw what that witch went and did. We saw clear as day. Who just went, I say? Well, apparently it's wordsmith. By the way, it's a funny gag. If you go to any of the other witnesses, I'm not sure if you take damage. He's thinking about something. If you go to any other witness on these re-question points and hang on them, you get funny quips. So, him. Hang on. Excuse me, mister. Earth the Gramps. Defender? When you say Gramps? Might you have any chance of referring to me? No, of course not, Your Honor. Mr. Wordsmith, are you listening? Oh, there he is. I heard you quite clearly the first time, young man. These ears hear all, the crackling of the fire, the whispering of the crowd, and now your voice. That's the question. Allow me to ask you a question. You were clearly deep in thought just now. Do you have something to say about this man's testimony? Indeed so. I felt something was amiss. However, what that means I cannot say. Amiss. A witness, can you tell us what precisely was amiss with this third-rate testimony from this third-rate witness? What a burn, Barnum. Burn. 5 heads better than 1. 10 eyeballs are better than 2. As I listen to this man's testimony, I cannot help but become aware of something most odd. Tonight, when the crime occurred, we all made haste to that terrible scene. Delicious scent of mid-evening dinner permeated through the air, the shadows of those present cast through the dim light. And yet, there were but 4 figures standing in the vicinity with myself included. What? There's only 4 people? 4? Well, hold on a second. You're saying that there were only 4 witnesses at the crime scene tonight? These eyes may be old, but they know what they saw. Is there something the matter, Miss Mary? No. They started with 4, and some guy made it 5. So, it's just that Snowy Eye trying to remember what happened at the time. So, that's when the Snowy Eye made for a mad dash to save the precious milk. And when those 2 ruffians were set ablaze, the flame filled the air with light. In that sudden flash of light, we could see that there are other people around besides ourselves. Apparently so. There's only 4 people at the scene. Aside from the accused and the burning muggers. That's why I saw them. The other people that scrambled to the scene along with us. I'm quite sure of it. There are only 4 of us that are there at the scene of the crime.
Objection!
Hold it, madam. What is going on? We have 5 witnesses on the stand, all claiming to have witnessed tonight's events firsthand. That means we have 1 witness too many. 5 people said they witnessed it, but there are only 4 witnesses. Yeah. Aha! You got something? I better stop thinking out of turn. All for one for all. Remember, we all promised to take this witch down together, did we? It's not quite that simple. We saw what we saw. Well, I say it's all about the number. I counted, I say. One of them was lying. You got it. I'll have you know my counting is flawless on nights when I sleep. I can count sheep from moonrise and sunrise. Does that mean you don't get sleep? 4 is the 5 is, what difference does it make? Things all started getting muddled when you showed up. What the? You saying to be fault? I was there, you fool. They're just finishing saying that. My testimony is strong and sealed, even if I'm not completely stainless. Guilty. Let's find out who's suspicious. Yep. Order! I said order! What is going on there? The number of witnesses does not add up. I have never paid witnesses. I never paid witness to such an outrageous conflict. What Phoenix has half a dozen times before. Oh yeah, there is one answer to this puzzle. A single possibility. What do you mean? Without a doubt, magic must have been used at the scene of crime. Furthermore, it would appear that there are only 4 witnesses present at the scene. And yet, currently, we are faced with 5 witnesses testifying to the court. That certainly is quite a fatal contradiction, with only one possible answer. Would you not agree, Mr. Wright? The answer, it can't be. Well, out with the supposed answer, Blue Knight. What is the explanation for the current number of witnesses? Alright, I'm gonna flip it. So there are 3 answers. 2 of them will kill us with penalties, and 1 of them is right. So they didn't see things correctly. Well, no, they're swearing up and down they saw things right. The witch cast a spell on them. We can't take that because the spell stick only had 2 spells on it. Cast fire and make stuff disappear. So our final left the truth, because whatever's left is the answer. One of them is a witch. While it may seem far-fetched, the reality is actually quite simple. The real witch, and the real murderer in this case, is actually one of these 5 witnesses. What? There, we finally have a finger point. One of the witch, I love it. You're telling us that the witch is among this group of witnesses? What utter rubbish. There's no possible way that such a claim could be true. One of these 5 are lying. That's right, you got a lie. I never accused us one else to be a witch. He's still named some guy, I love it. We have told you nothing but the truth. You had the gall to bat on such an outrageous accusation. Behold, my trusty shield deflects the petty words, like the petty words they are. Inquisitor Barnum. Yes, my lord. I would like to see a sketch of the crime scene at the time of the event. Do you have one in your possession? Yes, certainly, my lord. I have one here. I requested it from the illustrator, just in case. Very well, witnesses. I would like each of you to mark your location at the time of the murder. Here on this crime scene sketch, quickly now. The number of witnesses doesn't add up. It looks like we're getting somewhere now. We haven't even scratched the surface of this case yet. And all thanks to this top-rated gentleman. Man knows our thoughts. The court accepts this crime scene sketch into evidence. If the one of the witnesses is a witch. So, let's review it. So, sure, we're taking a look at it now. So, first thing first, the crime scene happened right where Espella robs and mugs, or is it mugs and robs? I can't tell him. Right where these 3 are. That's where everything happened. We can confirm that Mary and Wordsmith are not the witches, because they easily had nothing to do with it. Wordsmith didn't see it right. Mary went in and got the bucket and ran off. Nigel, I don't think he had anything to do with it besides just being there. So that leaves old man, some guy, and Kira. One of those 2 is the witch. Gender notwithstanding. So apparently we don't know that fact yet. If one of the witnesses is a witch, that can mean only one thing. Somebody here isn't telling the truth. That would indeed appear to be the case, Mr. Wright. Listen well, Sir Blue Knight. I bet the path you tread now a dangerous one. Claiming that a witch is among these honorable witnesses is a serious accusation. Should it prove a false one, you will find yourself at the end of my sword. Do I make myself clear? But that wasn't so much my suggestion. I mean, the gentleman here with the lovely top hat was the one who urged me to say it. It's the same thing, Sir Blue Knight. Indeed, it's the same thing, Sir Baker. It's the same thing, Mr. Wright. Oh boy. Even Layton on it. Now, ready your sword. Ready? Were you listening? You claim that which is not the accused, that someone else at the crime scene was the true culprit. If what you say is true, then surely you can tell the court exactly where this person was at the time of the crime, can you not? Come now, Sir Blue Knight. Only you can enlighten us as to who this real witch is. Sir Doughy Knight Defender. Doughy Defender. Shows where the witch was at the exact moment the murder took place. Okay, so. Couple things to note. She's asking us to show us where the witch was when the murder happened. The murder weapon, or power, I guess in this case, was a knife. Remember I pointed out earlier. So this says, summon a circle of flame within 1 meter radius of the caster. Requires the incantation and subject to cast. That means that no matter where we end up, it would have to be at the point of impact. So, plus, our witch, or supposed witch, is lying about the position. And a meter? About a yard or 3 feet. I'm about 5 foot, if you're wondering. Well, 3 foot would come to about maybe here. Maybe about that wide. So 1 meter radius, which means about 6 feet diameter, which means, yeah, I think it's coming within the crime scene point. That's the easiest thing in the universe. So, right in the middle of it. Right? It has to be, right? So it's probably right here.
Got it.
Got it. The witch must have been standing here.
Objection.
Yeah. That's be close to it. Yep. What does it mean to this? Unfortunately for you, that spot has absolutely nothing to do with any of these witnesses.
Objection.
Objection right back at you, Barnum. Inquisitor Barnum, I suggest you try taking a look at this. The grimoire. According to this tomb, a knight summoned the circle flame within 1 meter radius of the caster, or 3 feet, and Demir can make exactly. Got it. Demir makes the person invisible, while Amir makes them visible again. In other words, the witch had to have been within 1 meter of the flame when casting the spell.
Objection.
Yep, get on track. Of course, you need to say any more, Sir Blue Knight. First off, no, there's no one else in that area other than the accused. Objection right again. Sure, there aren't any hiding spots. However, there is one other possibility if a witch wants to stay hidden from sight. Most intriguing. Since you seem to love showing evidence, prove it. How was the witch able to hide from plain sight? Boom. Boom. Demir. This Talia Magica contains 2 magic gems. A knight and 1 other spell. That's right, the spell Demir. It cannot be. That's right. It was most certainly a witch present at the crime scene. Only, they were completely invisible. All thanks to the magic spell Demir. What foolishness is this? Sussing the truth out, little bit middle. Defender, what are you getting at? I thought the witch used Demir to make the Talia Magica disappear.
Objection.
According to the grimoire, under the entry for Demir, causing anything that the caster touches to vanish from sight, simply chanting Demir to make it reappear. You don't have to be holding the stick to do it. You can also do this. more than likely, because they're touching both the stick and themselves at the same time, they would be able to make themselves disappear. Are you? Gasp! Are you implying that is the reason for the collective number? Until they ditched it. Are you implying that are you implying that is the reason for the conflicting number of witnesses? Indeed it is. Which means witnesses, someone amongst you is not disclosing the entire truth. And that person is the witch we seek. I believe this is the most probable scenario. Honorable witnesses, you will testify to the court one final time. Tell exactly what you saw and what you did not see at the scene of the crime. How absurdly absurd. The purpose of this trial is to convict that girl of the crime, is it not? That's right. We are not witches. Witnesses, I ask you to listen. There is a witch mingling among you. That's right. I'm afraid you are all no longer brothers in arms. If the true opponent here is within your own group, set them on themselves. The real witch is one of these 5 witnesses, huh? Fine with me. Time to put an end to this trial. We're getting so close. Alright. You wish to know where we all were standing tonight? It matters not. Would the flame just not burn just the same? That flame, I never saw anything like it. I quietly left it speechless. I can't even so much as scream. Oh, getting there. I heard the tiniest cry, and when I was turned around, the blighters were roasted, so I rushed right over. Tiniest cry, huh? I heard the incantation, then the flame suddenly erupted. I'm certain of it. I only saw 3 people there with us. As I said, there were only 3 others present. Like the man there, who was stumbling around like the little cow. Okay. A most heinous act indeed. No small wondering, so I want some comedy, so I'm gonna press wordsmith first. A little cry. Very true. Which among the witnesses? What an utterly basic claim. I don't think so, Barnum. The only basic claim in this case is of a spell being a witch. It's more than a little likely that one of these witnesses is the culprit. These testimonies are bound to tell me who the real witch is. Alright, so let's try the tiniest cry. Got to be kind of curious. Let's check this out.
Hold it!
The tiniest cry. It might have been someone saying the incantation of that spell. My memory's kind of hazy on this one. Get me good though. Never jumped up to my feet so fast in all my life. Heart attack, I tell you. Jumped up? So I was still running cats and dogs. So being the resourceful chap I am, I decided to doze. What the heck?
Hang on!
Music still playing. Didn't get it right. Is everything all right, Mr. Wordsmith? What is it you want this time, young one? I just want to know if you had any thoughts on the testimony just now. Yep. Yeah. Thoughts about slumbering on the trees, I mean. Slumbering? I often find myself weaving the most intricate of dreams under that very tree. Of course, I could not nap tonight. Not with that uncouth man usurping my special dreams. Pointless lead. Are you using this cross-examination to argue over a napping spot? Let's hope such arguments do not lead to any criminal acts in the future. Oh, that didn't help me, did it? That's correct. Although, let's see what this guy said about the new moon cow thing.
Hold it!
No? I'm not seeing anything. I don't see any problems on my side. Whoa. Uh-oh. Come on, not now. Please don't. I'm not dropping anything. What the heck? Hold on, I'm not moving an inch. Come on, not this now. I'm not lagging. I'm not. It doesn't say I'm lagging. Great, thanks. I'm all spooked up. Hold on. Whoa. Bad weather coming. Hang on, I'm checking the things. Alright, guys, I'll see you later. Okay, Sage, I'll see you later too. Okay. Yeah, I lagged. Darn it, what the heck? Hang on a second, folks. We're having some network issues here. Just a hair. Whoa. Okay, that's very weird. Hold on. Okay. It seems to have recovered. Let me check in my main box here. I'm trying to make sure everything's hunky-dory for you guys, okay? Okay. Alright, so guys, hang on a second. Just had an odd moment of network issues. If the stream is lagging still, refresh your browsers. Maybe something downloaded that I wasn't looking. There. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, let's finish this up fast, huh? I'll watch my systems. I got my stream up on my extra window so I can see watch it myself. But OBS didn't report a thing. So that means something Twitch then. So maybe Twitch just got flubbed up. Because OBS was perfect. So, include yourself. There are a total of 4 instances of the crime scene, correct? That's how it has come to pass. By the way, what do you mean by stumbling around like a newborn calf? Yeah, that was a man. That was a man as imbibed as he was loud. Quite a human sight it was, I dare say. He must have been the witness permanently glued to his cup of whatever he's drinking. When I saw the flames go up... Wow, okay, that's what happened. It lagged badly twice. And it's combining the one big 25-second segment. Okay, that's weird. I apologize for that, guys. Alright, my word, whatever could that be? However, I cannot simply walk over the track. My knees were a bit weak from shock, you see. That's when the wobbly gentleman came running over. Hang
on!
Hey, we got it! Good thing it's all comedy until further notice, huh? Is something about the man, mister? Mister! I like doing that. Hey, that's my line. Sir Blue Knight, next time please think before trying to press this with us. So, it looks like this guy even managed to scare Barm half to death. Now then, sir, about Mr. Wordsmith's testimony just now. He claimed you were stumbling around. What does he mean by that? I'm going to set the record straight right now. In no way was I stumbling around anywhere. I like to think it was more like dying with style. Our responsible adults should know better when they go stumbling around in the dead of night. Hey, look, I don't go stumbling around just like some clumsy idiot. But anyway, I kind of tripped over a large stone. I mean, you don't exactly see what's going on the ground in front of you when you're riding at full pelt, right? So you say put me life out on the line and prove you really need to watch where you're going when you run. Damn it. How courageous of you. Someone give this guy a medal. Well, Lord, this testimony is meaningless, waste of everyone's time. Well, Defender, is there a point to this questioning? Is there anything worth pursuing here? What should I do? Oh yeah, question further. The witness stated earlier he tripped over a large stone. I have one question for you. Why were you watching what was in front of you? Well, honestly, it ain't much of a real reason, but something caught me attention. Out of nowhere, I heard someone call out my name. You heard your name? Of course, I turned around when I heard it. Who would? When a woman calls your name, you pay attention, am I right? So you heard someone call out, "Hey, you," from behind, you mean? What? I said they called out my name. How many guys do you know are called "Hey, you"? My name is Emir. Emir? I must say, this one really does not strike me as an Emir. No, it strikes me as a punching bag. You know, it's not a very memorial name. That's harsh. I'm a witness. Is there anyone among you who was aware of this man's name prior to now? Not at all. You know, it's just been mystery to me. A knight's name is only good as the name of the sword he carries. It's the first I've heard of it. I dare say. I didn't expect his name to be one such as Emir. Alright, so there was a down moment. I don't remember the names of my most loyal customers. Okay, looks like no one knew the man's name. You know, it's not a surprise to me either. But seriously, I definitely heard someone call me name. When you get to be my age, You really start to wonder when you can find that true love, you know? I thought pre-voice night might have been me, sweetie. Oi. Everyone's like, oh, for Pete's sake. Your Honor, I don't believe we should be so quick to label Mr. Muir's testimony meaningless. We do not agree. I request that it was added as a amusing antidote to his testimony. Understood. Witness, amend your testimony. But please, only reflect the important parts of your story. I'm telling you, I heard someone call me a name, and I was looking around trying to find him. Hold it! Amir. Don't sweat it, Bluey. Mr. Hey, you was all saying to me. You stated that you heard your name being called from behind. Are you absolutely sure about that? Well, right or wrong, it sure sounded like my name. I mean, what else could it have been? I would remember something like it happened if I hadn't heard someone, right? Still, maybe the chance I just imagined, huh? But anyway, I remember it came from somewhere behind me. From behind you? Is there something the matter, right? Amir's memory isn't accurate, but if what he says is true, then there's definitely something there. Something, you say? You might mean a contradiction? Yeah, I think so. Although, I don't know if there's something... There's just something strange about the testimony. I don't see any decisive evidence in the record that can help. Do you mean to say there's a found contradiction that cannot be supported by the evidence?
Objection!
Uh-oh, here we go. Middle of this line of question is a complete waste of the course time. Defender, I must warn you from here on. Any unnecessary question will be dealt with accordingly. If I don't answer correctly here, it's curtain for the trial and for a spell. If you intend to find a fault in the witness's testimony, you would need to present decisive evidence to back up your claims. There's not one single piece of decisive evidence in the court record. What do I do now, Mr. Wright? Mr. Layton, I have an idea. I believe there is a weapon of sorts, which you may be able to expose to its contradiction without the need of evidence. Weapon? Now, defender, give us your answer. Might be the fact I'm enhanced broadcasting. Yes, Your Honor. The defense finds that the witness's testimony it has to claim that we can't say that. Your Honor, the defense believe there is a huge contradiction in the witness's testimony.
Objection!
What is this? You must be a bigger fool than I thought, Lord Blue Knight. You're really not supposed to see a sliver of common sense, do you?
Objection.
If I may interrupt you just a moment because of the bottom. Allow me to ask you this. What need is there for common sense in a world that forgoes using it? Accordingly, I'm going to have to discard that such a manner of thinking. Whatever do you mean? You have my utmost thanks for placing your trust in me, Mr. Wright. Let's discuss the one main weapon in this cross-examination. The remaining weapon. This trial taught us a valuable new technique to be used in the courtroom. Has it not? You mean questioning, right? Indeed. Indeed it is, Luke. Each of the witnesses in this trial have given their own account of what occurred. Therefore, whenever one witness has testified and the other remaining witnesses have listened, that gives me an idea. In addition to catching the witness off guard and questioning them about another's testimony, there is one more thing. There is something else I can get from a 5-person cross-examination. That's right, of course. Indeed, Mr. Wright, contradictions. Should one witness's testimony differ from another testimony, then I suppose that in itself can also be considered a contradiction, can it not? Testimony, contradiction, testimony. I would have never thought of it until now. Enough, Sir Blue Knight. Are you prepared to present to the court evidence proving the contradiction within the witness's testimony? The witness' testimony does not contradict evidence. It can contradict a testimony. God, that's a mouthful and a half, isn't it? My best guess is that there's a storm problem, and it kind of calls my attention to the injustice to be funky. Or something else happened. It is time, Mr. Wright. Have a look at your touchscreen. There, you'll see the testimony of the witnesses in question, as well as those of the other witnesses. Keep your eyes peeled and identify the contradiction testimony. All right, let's give this a shot. Make sure you don't forget to take a look at that record. Here we go. I hurried to the scene, but when I ended up tripping when I heard someone call me from behind. All right, let's look at the court record real fast. Emir apparently thought that he heard his name from behind. If he was hurrying to the scene, and he heard his name from behind, Kira. So let's see if we can hook on here. So he heard his name from behind, but Kira said, you know, she couldn't speak as a thing. And here's the fun part: she is behind the mirror. So let's question him. Double point, all the way. The person contradicting this man's testimony is none other than you, Miss Kira. Are you boys pointing at me? At the time of the incident, that man heard someone's voice call his name. That voice belonged to you, Miss Kira. It could not have been anyone else. And yet, in your testimony, you stated that you were in such shock during tonight's event, you couldn't even speak. This is a clear contradiction.
Objection.
What? What's the meaning of this, offender? Can you really claim to trust this sham witness in his sham testimony?
Objection!
The man's character is beside the point. His testimony is anything but a sham. As we watch the flames erupt, his attention is drawn to a voice behind him, which in turn made him fall over. He heard a woman's voice calling his name. A very concrete reason, and reason enough to believe the testimony.
Objection.
If it is as you say, then I'll try and explain why you feel that this witness is somehow responsible. That's right, why me? People barely hear me when I'm out selling my flowers. That's how soft my voice is. There was another woman in the scene, wasn't there? Me? Why are you getting out, young lady? Do you honestly think a woman my age would be out that night at the forest with a questionable man? Besides, I didn't even know this pathetic man's name. How could I call out to him? And even if I did know his name, do you really think he's the kind of guy any suspecting girl would want? Come on, ladies. I'm dead right here. You know. Oh man. Poor Amir. As I was saying, the only person that guy could have heard from behind is you, Miss Kira. The defense wishes to present evidence to prove this claim. To accuse a witness like this lady here, well, it's simply unheard of. I must warn you, defender, if you cannot prove your accusation in this court, you will see the other side of my gavel. Show us the evidence proving this young lady was the one called out to this man at the time of the crime. Well, none of the normal evidence will do it, but we have more than that, don't we?
Take that!
This piece that proves it is her. No. Oh, no. Oh, crap. Don't tell me I flubbed it. No! Darn it! I went too fast. Again. Give me a moment. Okay, I went too fast. The area map is what you want. Take a look at this and you'll have your answer. This is the crime scene stretch. You can see a position of each witness during the crime. The only person that he could have possibly heard from behind him was none other than Miss Kira.
Objection!
Listen here, Sir Blue Knight. I will only tell you this one more time. Yeah, I'm probably gonna fix this over the week. Shaman is, only a shaman of testimony. That is all there is to it. That's harsh. Now you mention it. It's a sorrow face. Okay, but you heard her voice, right? Let me think. The voice came out, it was kind of high pitched. It gets kind of sound like her. I can't say whether or not it was this girl's voice. Very terrible, Blue Knight. Such a pity. I'm sorry, I must have been distracted by the network issue. I recommend you deliver unto them a penalty depending on such behavior. Indeed, Inquisitor. Raise yourself, Defender. Oh, we're in the clear. What is this laughter? Pardon me, my lord. It looks like you're finally arrived at a decision. That means this has nothing to do with me. Isn't that right, Inquisitor Bottom? What are you saying? I'm saying that it's time for me to stop testimony and get back to peddling flowers. I mean, look at all these flowers left over. It's going to take until sunrise to sell them if I at all. So I'm off if I stay here any longer. Or maybe, my lord, you and the rest of the court would be interested in buying my entire stockpile to help a girl out. No, I don't think, it's settled. If you excuse me, my apologies for the interruption. We're almost there. Come on. I'm starting to run out of energy here. Well, Miss Kira, it would seem you're being to show the court your true colors. Oh, whatever you mean. Okay then. Looked like that. Hold it. You can't leave yet. This cross-examination is over. Now that's funny. You say it's over. Yet the rest of the court seems to think otherwise. Isn't that right, Christopher Barnum? The Inquisition remains that the real witch is the accused Espella Cantabella. This girl is nothing more than a witness. As such, the court cannot force her to stay against her own will. This is bad. If they let her walk out now. Nick, do you think she could? The real witch? You really like throwing around accusations, don't you? Sure, Defender. Let me spell it out for you one last time, so even you can understand. I didn't know this man's name at all before today. I still don't remember it. So how can I call out to him? You get it now? Now then, until we meet again, don't forget to buy some flowers on your way home, everyone. Hold it. Go, Layton. One moment, please, Miss Kira. There's something else you wanted. You don't seem to realize what you let slip. What are you talking about? This man that he testified that he heard his name called at the crime scene. However, you had no knowledge of the name at the time. Is that correct? That's right. This world is just imagining things. Like I said, I've already forgotten his name. Even he told it to us earlier. There's just one problem, Miss Kira. Namely, what the voice he heard tonight was actually saying. What do you mean? The obvious. It was a name, wasn't it? What was the name again? Lord, I'm still here, you know. You're saying that that's what this man heard tonight wasn't a name, but rather something else entirely? Indeed, I am going to the bottom. Something else? Ah! There's only one thing, everything it could be. It's a stretch, but the possibility is there. That's right, Mr. Wright. That single possibility is the key to solving this mystery. I didn't let me go this instant. Witness, what you are being accused of is not to be taken lightly. You will not leave this courtroom so long as there is any reasonable doubt remains. Defender, you may present your evidence. Show the court what the voice this man heard tonight was really saying. Sure. This is why I screwed up. I got too jumpy. So, the man's name is Emir. E-M-E-E-R. How the heck do you pronounce this? Amir. 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 Present the spell. Thank you, bot. Nice to sub. Excuse me, Mr. I'm sorry. What was your name again? You got a name I don't need to be able to remember for some reason. Hey, it's Emir. My name's Emir, darn it. How many times I gotta say it? Again, I only remember my most loyal customer name. He doesn't look like he'll be before you in a single daisy. Come on, no king of diamond, but now you're gonna love the man's full name later. Mr. Amir, what you heard tonight at the crime scene was not your name. Your name just happened to sound exactly like a certain other name. Another name? The answer is right here in this tomb. I'm talking about Amir. Amir? What he actually heard was his own name. It was the name of a magical incantation. What the heck? What the? Sorry. Miss Kira, I forgot what you said a few minutes ago. You quietly say that you didn't know this man's name. Blue Knight, get me this straight. You're saying that the Emir heard by the witness was actually said by this flower girl? And that was not his name at all, but rather the incantation of a magical spell? The defense proposes the following. The true criminal and the supposed witch is not the defendant spell Cantabella, but instead the witness who was heard uttering the magic incantation. Miss Kira, she's our witch. You used magic to vanish from the scene and try to frame Cantabella instead. No! What just happened? That girl, is Bella really not a witch? Unbelievable, I never heard anything like this. Inquisitor Barnum. Have those two really defeated Inquisitor Barnum?
Objection.
Yep, come back for a few more shots. We're almost done though. An impressive display, Sir Blue Hat. Knight. It would seem you finally managed to hone your blade. However, I believe the blade's edge is already beginning to dull. What do you mean? I'm referring to a contradiction, naturally. Hey, that's my line. My lord, the Inquisitor would like to set the record straight regarding what transpired this evening. Very well, Barnum. Sir Blue Knight, you claimed the following. At the time of the crime, the accused Espella Cantabella was surrounded by two rogues. In order to frame the accused as a witch, Miss Kira cast a spell at the mirror and made herself vanish. She then moved in close to the victims. At which point she cast ignites and set the group's walls on fire. This thus caused the incident seen by our witnesses tonight. There. Indeed, that does seem to be the claim. Problem is, what happened next? There's a contradiction in the defense's account of Miss Kira's movements. In her movements? Allow me to continue. The witnesses have stated that they each ventured out toward the crime scene. Which is when Miss Kira, the witch, made her way to this point while still invisible. When she arrived at the spot, she then crafted a mirror and reappears to one of the other witnesses. And there you have it. That is accurate, isn't it, Mr. Blue Knight? That's right. Then Mr. Amir heard her call his name. Well then, I have one more question that I'd like you to answer. Why would a witch need to do such a thing? What do you mean? Supposing Miss Kira were a witch, she would not have made the conscious decision to reappear what she did. One would imagine she would remain hidden and flee the crime scene. That is true. Given that point, there would be no viable reason for her to recite the incantation. In other words, it is inconceivable that this flower shell, Miss Kira could be a witch. Ah, I see what the problem is. Basically, Barn's argument is that why would she make herself visible again after she committed a murder and then go back right into the crime scene? Makes no sense. If that girl is Kira really not a witch? It turned this entire trial right around. That's what I expect from Labyrinth's Sword of Justice. Oh boy. Oh, voice lines! It's a breakdown. So close.
That's right. You all heard it. It's just as Inquisitor Barnum said.
Yeah.
Me.
Motives.
Wait. The idea is laughable.
Not good. She's completely bounced back onto her feet. Oh, we're so close. Can't believe Inquisitor Barnum. Can't he see it? You just have to take one good look at her. It's obvious she's the real witch here. Remember, it's right. At times like this, a cool head prevail. Mr. Layton. I'm sure you had to fight your way out, especially such as these many times before. In this situation, it's no different. As a defense attorney, what would you usually do at such a time? What would I usually do? Of course. There's only one thing to get me out of just a ditch like this. I gotta flip this case on its head and think outside the box. Don't ask why would she need to reappear. Don't ask why would she do that, run to the crime scene. But why would she need to reappear? Why, of course. That's because everyone knows the truth. They know that girl right there is the real witch. That's something. Go ahead, lose your verdict, my lord.
Objection!
Yep. The situation is exactly as described, Professor Barnum. It really doesn't make much sense for the witch to have used the mirror. Regardless, the defense still maintains that Miss Kira did utter that incantation and make herself reappear. Now, the question is, why? She really didn't have to use that spell in the first place. Yeah, I'm not going to do that because it's the end of the night. I'm about to close it. So, just hang tight, okay? If I can find the answer to that question, and this entire case will start to unravel. Most fascinating. Very well, allow us to hear this theory of yours. Tell the court why it was necessary for the witch to appear at the crime scene. Well, when you're still in the game, once you learn it's impossible, Whatever remains must be the truth. The reason Miss Kira reappeared at the scene was... Become a witness? No, it's not a reason. To give herself an alibi? She didn't need it. She was invisible. To cover up a crime. Can't think of any other possibility. That has to be the answer. And obviously, she was trying to cover up her own crime. Oh, is that right? Tell me, why would she do that? Well, just a minute. I'm taking that part. Think about it. What would she have to hide? If no one could see her to begin with. I can't argue with that. Go, Layton. Pardon the interruption, but that's not necessarily the case. So, Layton? Explain yourself, Sir Top Hat. You have stated that Miss Kira had no reason to reappear. However, the situation changed and it became necessary for her to show herself. Is that right, Miss Kira? Huh? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you mean. It would seem the defense must clarify the argument with evidence. It's right, I believe that Miss Kira did not intend to reveal herself at the crime scene. Rather, that something occurred which forced this young lady to make herself reappear. What was so important that she had to reappear and was being spotted? Defender, tell the court why it would have been... Alright, well... The only thing I think of would be, well, her glasses.
Take that!
It's the only thing tying her to this. You usually wear glasses, is that correct? Huh? Are you sure that, Snowy the goat here? She keeps eating flowers. Like I already told you, I lost my glasses a few days ago. Are you absolutely sure about that? Or did you not, in fact, lose them tonight? During the crime? Huh? Of course not. Perhaps you accidentally dropped them while you were committing the crime. Then, as you were attempting to make your escape, you noticed they were gone. Therefore, you made yourself reappear in order to search for your missing glasses. Got her.
Objection.
How absurd! Such baseless conjecture. What you propose is fundamentally flawed. What do you mean? Let's assume hypothetically that the witch did in fact drop this evidence. That does not explain what purpose it was served for her to make herself reappear. It would still make more sense for her to escape under cover of darkness.
Objection.
Unfortunately, Barnum, such a plan was not simply possible. Simply not possible. What? Mr. Wright, do you understand what I'm suggesting? Yeah. You mean the reason Kira made herself reappear at the crime scene? Okay, this is it. Defender, enlighten us. Why did Miss feel the need to make herself reappear? She couldn't find her glasses. The answer is simple. She couldn't find her glasses. She couldn't find them? If you not noticed, she's still not wearing her glasses right now. Hold on a moment, sir. Hold on a moment, sir, Blue Knight. What does that have to do with anything? That's right. It doesn't change a single thing.
Objection!
Oh, it does, all right. That's where you're wrong. In fact, it changes things quite a bit. Tonight, the two victims were engulfed in 5 flames, courtesy of a magic spell. The very instant, 4 witnesses saw the flame that erupted the scene. And at that point, that's something you didn't expect occurred. You suddenly lost your glasses. That's right. You were scared that if your glasses were discovered as a crime, you would be suspected of being a witch.
Objection!
Well, foolishness! Even if her glasses were found. She could simply explain that she dropped them there days before the crime happened.
Objection.
Objection right back at you, buddy. I'm afraid that's not a possibility because of the bottom. What did you say? If you recall, it had been raining quite heavily at the crime scene beforehand. Had she stated that she dropped her glasses before the crime, then naturally, one would expect the glasses to be soaked in water and covered in mud. However, the rain had already stopped at the time the crime itself was committed. In other words, one look at a pair of clean, dry glasses revealed she had dropped them later, so implicating her as the witch. No. I should know. I reflected my rainfall rendering technique in rendering. I perfected my rainfall rendering technique in the forest, and not once during the rainfall did I see that flower being traveled along the nearby path. That's not all. In order to frame Miss Cantabella the witch, you need to lead the deceptor at the time to see the crime. I see. That would be the most definitive evidence that she is a witch. The objective here was to have somebody else discover the staff of the scene. Not that person was I. However, no doubt you keenly realize that one can use witch spells were used simply by examining the magic gems of the scepter. In this case, one can see that the witch must have used the mirror to vanish from the sight and make her escape. That's why, Miss Kira. You were left with no option but to reappear at the crime scene. That was the only way for you to avoid deception if someone were to discover your glasses at the crime scene. By reappearing, you would be able to explain that you simply dropped them and you watch to see what happened. Oh! What do you have to say to that, Miss Kira? It's a breakdown!
You know, I've let you both ramble on and on, but playtime is over. So that's it, then? I'm a witch because I dropped my glasses? I must have said it how many times now? I lost my glasses days ago. Were you even listening? I'll say it again. Over 1,000,000 times! I lost my glasses! I lost my glasses! Do you like evidence, Sir Defender? Do you love proof, Sir Top Hat? Then prove I dropped my glasses at the crime scene. Ha! You can't prove it! In other words, you lose.
Not exactly. We have to prove she brought her glass to the crime scene. That is correct. Proving such things would be indeed impossible. To prove that the Inquisitor dropped her glass at the crime scene. What say you, Inquisitor Barnum? Indeed, the question of proof, my lord. These glasses have been missing from the very beginning. The Knights of the Inquisition found no trace of these glasses anywhere near the crime scene. Therefore, this witness cannot in any way be accused of being a witch. You heard the man. But we were so close. That girl was a witch. Can't anyone else see that? What should we do for the, got her. Well. It would seem the young lady had finished what she had to say. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Wright? Yes, it certainly looks that way, Mr. Layton. What the? What's with that face? Did you find something funny here? It was, as you said, at the bottom. Explain. The defense raises just one further question. Why were you unable to find those glasses? What do you mean? You must have searched the area quite thoroughly looking for them. And yet, even now, the Knights have unable to locate the glasses. Did you ever wonder why? Yes, that has become quite a mystery. Sure, they must be around here somewhere. Those glasses were lost to the wolves. That is the only explanation. There is one remaining place you have not searched tonight. Huh? What did you say? The glasses were supposedly not found at the crime scene, leaving there only one other possible place. But what you two? How about you, sir, the Blue Knight? Draw your blade and reveal where the glasses are supposedly hiding. Looks like I managed through this my first witch trial. All comes down to this, the final piece of it. Time to clear up this case once for all. I leave the rest of you capable hands, that's right. Oh, that was easy. The bucket of milk! Remember, it's the spot that was removed from the crime scene. Tonight, there was one thing that was carried away from the crime scene, right under everyone's noses. Carried away? I'm speaking, of course, about this. Ah! That's the milk bucket that disappeared from the crime scene. Thus far, the defense claimed that the glasses dropped at the crime scene has been regarded mere speculation. However, if, Miss Cure, we find the glasses within the contents of this milk bucket, then our mere speculation will suddenly become fact. Got her. We have her pinned. What manner of witchery? What are you talking about? You're crazy, just crazy. No way can my glasses be inside that stupid bucket. That's impossible. I'm gonna create the speculation and actually find out. What are you saying, Inquisitor Barnum? Don't just waste the course time. Don't listen to them. Don't. It's mandated that the Knights of Inquisition investigate any and all possibilities during the course of the trial. My lord, I request that that milk bucket be searched immediately. He's searching? That's hilarious. Oh! Hey! Glasses! Stick a fork in her, she's done. Look here, as you can see, your glass has been found inside the milk bucket. The truth is out. Nothing you say to change. You can say can change that now. Which means let's lead it to the next question. This is a question of when. When did you drop your glasses into the milk bucket? What? Why is this happening? This whole thing is ridiculous. The answer is obvious, isn't it? I dropped them afterwards. After I ran out to the fire. I look a tiny thing that.
Listen!
Shut up, Nabby. The tiny things inside that bucket. That's when they fell in.
Objection!
Oh, thanks. Mary did it. Don't be stupid, child. No and I were the scene first. We made sure to take that milk bucket before anyone else could get the grubby hand on it. We are gonna let a single soul get anywhere near that sweet, creamy bucket of deliciousness. You can bet my farm on that. Each of these 4 witnesses have stated they heard the spell ignite being cast at the time of the incident. According to the Grimoire, Ignite summoned the circle of flame within 1 meter radius of the caster. In other words, the real witch must have been against Cantabella's side the whole time. Indeed, that is when the glasses fell into the bucket. Therefore, there's only one logical conclusion, only one person who could be the true witch. Here it comes!
Miss Kira,
Yeah, you are the real witch. I like that. Ah. Got her, and oh yeah, that's right, that mess. What a very strange trial this has been. From the very beginning, we have all paid witness to a most unusual set of circumstances. A Beckett defender, a surprise extra witness, and now a not guilty verdict for the accused. Never have I seen such a spectacle. Is it really happening? The girl inside the cage, is she the real witch? But what about that spell Cantabella girl?
Miss Kira,
Yes.
Tell us why. Why were you trying to frame Miss Cantabella?
You could easily have escaped the crime scene without a trace. There was no reason to frame anyone.
True.
This crime was a result of nothing but your overwhelming ill intent.
Mm-hmm.
To frame a person as a witch is to condemn that person to death by fire.
Murder.
Surely you must know this. So why Espella Cantabella?
Do you have any idea what it feels like to be a witch?
You know you just chuck your stick in the water and just walk away from it?
What it feels like.
I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for these powers, but I have them. And now here I am, begging for my life. I was living such a peaceful life until now. Selling flowers, getting scolded by my boss for not selling enough of them. That's why I was trying to put an end to these trials once and for all.
Hmm?
Put an end to the trials.
You all know what I mean? The one condition written in the story that will end these witch trials.
The condition written in the story?
When the great witch Bezella has been put to the flames and vanquished from this world, these trials will come to an end.
This was my chance to finally end all this. At least that's what I thought. The sun had begun to set on that lonely forest path, and there wasn't a soul in sight. I always carried my hidden Telea Magica with me in case of a moment like this. I used my magic to expose that girl for what she really is.
Hmm?
If I had been successful, then
Expo-
all these trials would finally end, and I could go on living my peaceful life.
Wait.
What? What are
Is
you
she
saying?
naming...
Am I
Uh-oh.
hearing this correctly? Are you actually...
Kira, shut up, please, now.
Espella Cantabella?
Why do you think no one has ever seen the legendary Great Witch? It's because she's been hidden in our midst the entire time.
Like you were?
She's protected. She's hidden from us. It's all part of the story.
Part of the story?
Objection!
Mm-hmm.
That's enough! Speak no more. A witch's existence cannot be justified.
No, please. I know you've all noticed it too. You could end this. All of this. That girl. It's all because of that girl. I beg you. Please. Please release me. Knights of the court. Isn't it your duty to protect the people of this town? Give me another chance.
That is where you're wrong. Tis indeed a knight's duty to protect. We are impelled to protect the citizens of Labyrinthia. The reason you were offered my protection until now was because your guilt was uncertain. There was the possibility that you were not a witch. The circumstances were such that it seemed another was guilty. That possibility has since disappeared, and your innocence along with it. You now find yourself at the other end of my sword.
That's... Okay, that's a little dark.
Vile witch, enemy of Labyrinthia, may the fires purge you from this land.
Hold it! Please wait! Stop! Please just stop this!
Espella!
A spell?
If it means putting an end to these horrible trials. Let me take her place. Let me be Bezella. Send me to the flames. But please, if it would save her life.
This trial has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that this flower seller, Kira, is a witch. And according to the law, all those found to be witches will be executed.
Oof. Yep, that's law, right? Unfortunately, in this
Did
town.
you say executed? He can't mean...
This is most unsettling.
Bailiff, ready the fire.
Oh, it's gonna happen on screen? Oh my.
No! Don't do this!
She's trying to.
Listen to me! Don't let her fool you! Isabella is the Great Witch! Hear me! There's no time to waste! She's Brazilla! Take
Oh
her!
my.
And then these witch trolls will be no more! The witch trolls will end!
Oh wow. So, if you're wondering, yes, you can go back to any case, any puzzle, anything in the universe if you want to try another crack at it. So far, we always managed to pull off a not win and get a not guilty verdict, but winning has never felt so this depressing. Oh, Espella, are you alright? I want to thank you all. You all came to my rescue yet again. Oh, yeah, of course we did. Hold on, did you say that? What did you say just now? You all came to my rescue yet again? You don't mean... Yes, I remember everything. I remember the last trial. I suppose that makes this the second time we met, and the second time all of you have helped me. Mr. Wright, am I in fear that you and Espella have met before? Yeah, it seems that way. You too, Mr. Layton? Perhaps it best be brief detail on what has transpired. Okay, what should we discuss? Oh. Hey guys, I'll be right back. I use the restroom, okay? Sorry about that. Spell pays a bit in London. She had intercepted a letter from an old acquaintance of mine. Is that right? Mr. Accidente helped drive a spell straight out of Labyrinthia. You both kept me safe from the witches that were chasing me. Wait, you say witches? So they appear in London too? Forget it, but yeah, I'm going to say that our protection was absolute. When I saw you late, it seems you managed to escape courtesy of that passing freighter. Oh yeah, that's right. What happened to you after that, Bella? I rode the ship along the river for a while before arriving at a nearby port. And then... That's when I met Mr. Wright and Maya. Okay. I don't know where the ship would end up, but it felt very lonely out there. Please accept my sincerest apologies. I'm afraid there was nothing else I could do to prevent it. No, please don't blame yourself, Mr. Layton. I just didn't know what to do, so I tried to look for something, anything to help on the ship that would help me. Well, you found that, all right, or someone. You ran into a master thief working as part of the ship's crew. Yeah, that's right. Did you say master thief? Crikey, that's amazing. I was going to say it was amazing. After that, I was taken to court. That's when Mr. Wright helped me. I see, then perhaps, somewhere deep within your mind, you must have existed a memory of that previous trial and of Mr. Wright. Hence why you thought to seek out his help when you find yourself in such an unfortunate situation this evening. That makes sense. After all, Nick did make the legal history in that day. Ugh. After all, Nick did make legal history that day in jolly old England. He made history? Wow, that's incredible, right, Professor? I would say he made history. But then after that, I was never able to find my way back to the Professor. Maybe after I went through all the pains and find that clue, I ended up being taken away from me. Clue, you say? Yeah, the tag that was hanging around the neck of the sweet little stuffed toy. That tag was the clue one. The tag. I had a lot of time to think about while I was on that ship. I thought about a lot of things, like how to try and find a way back once the ship arrived at destination, things like that. Find a way back? Way back to Mr. Layton and Luke. They were the only ones who knew I could depend on me to help. The pleasure is wild, Isabella. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't remember the name of the town they lived in. Huh? You mean London, Isabella? Oh, that's right. That's it, London. That was what was written on Mr. Carmine's letter to Mr. Layton. The blue teddy bear I found in that room was wearing the tag around his neck. Sorry, Isabella, but PC Badger looks nothing like a teddy bear. On the tag, a very small letter was written London. I recognized the name of the town. I thought it might be a dress. That's because that stuffed toy was used in a special promotion run by the London Metro Police. That dress will take her right to Scotland Yard. Oof. Oh, that's right. Isabella, you must have known that dress was super important. That's why you kept the tag, right? That way you can meet up with Layton and Luke again. I just felt a little lonely and helpless. Almost there. I wonder though, do you think it really did it? Hit Olivia over the head with a pipe, I mean. What's this? Oh yeah, I guess we never did find out who the real culprit was. I do believe that may have some connection to the group of witches. What, you mean the witches that were chasing us through London? Indeed, they could have noticed your escape onto that ship and managed to infiltrate their own way aboard. Could it be? So you're saying there's a big scary witch looking around inside that cargo hold? I'm afraid that is a rather high possibility that was the case. Those witches were intent on seeing you brought back to Labyrinthia, no matter what. However, in order to do so, they had to make certain you did not become entangled in any situation that may stall your capture. Ah, in other words, the situation with Al Dente, huh? Right. They must have knocked that crew member unconscious and attempted to capture Isabella before the cops could arrive. However, their plan was clear foil, given that you end up in court regardless. And that's when you became my client. I just can't remember clearly. I can't clearly remember anything that happened back then. Did you think there's a possibility that someone was pulling Isabella strings through the entire trial? Hey, you're right. There was something a little strange about Isabella at the time. Mr. Wright, Isabella was introduced to you at the time as a schoolgirl. Is that correct? Yes. She had no knowledge of the world outside Labyrinthia. That being the case, having her stand in an English courtroom as she was would pose a serious problem. You mean that someone must have attempted to cover up Isabella's identity. What? Professor, who can do something to do that? That they could indeed, Luke, and if I suspect, I believe our adversaries may be far more powerful than we originally thought. Just who exactly or what are we dealing with here? Are we done? Hey guys, let's head back to the bakery for now. I bet the boss is waiting for us with one heck of a pastry feast. Oh, actually, I can't go home just yet. Huh? You can't? Aw. Well, there are still a couple legal procedures to be taken care of before I go home. Please, you all go ahead without me. Yes, so, very well. I really must thank you all. Thank you so much for everything. That is very true. That's the very first. I remember that game, the password thing. And I wasn't very good either. Just farewell for now. Mr. Wright, please allow me the pleasure of a proper introduction. My name is Layton. I'm a professor of archaeology in London. A professor? Huh. Well, my name is Phoenix Wright. I'm an attorney. As I suspected, you were no owner baker after all, Mr. Wright. Yeah, though I thought it was pretty weird myself, to be honest. I mean, I really did believe I'd been a baker all my life. But more everyone kept saying it, the less sure I was that it was actually true. Just where did that memory come from anyways? Hey, Professor, if Mr. Wright is an attorney, that means he's as smart as you, right? I really can't say it. Behind every ace attorney, there's an even smarter, not to mention beautiful, witty, and utterly amazing ace assistant. Humble, aren't you, Maya? I think you also got humble. I just said that. My name is Luke Triton. I'm the professor of the apprentice. I'm IFA. Nick here is my apprentice. Isn't that right, Nicky boy? Nicky boy. Hey, wait, why am I your apprentice? Anyway, we should all head back to the bakery. Let's get a move on. I'm sure Spell will be back before we know it. I would not get your hopes up about that, Mr. Blue Knight. Barnum? It's too damn late at night. Well, it's impressive work tonight. It's a shame you have kept such an ability hidden until now. Trust me, Nick lawyer abilities beat the pants off his bacon abilities any day of the week. Okay, moving on. What do you mean by that, Inquisitor? Why can't Isabel go home? New charge has been brought against Isabella Cantabella. What? No way, that can't be right. You have realized it, haven't you? She's being charged on suspicion of being the Great Witch Brazilla. What? How can that be? I might assume that the charge is based purely on the accusation. It was not I who made that decision, huh? Regardless, the Curl will return to court at the appointed time for the trial. Until then, I am seeking out any and all evidence pertaining to the Great Witch. Pardon me, because when exactly is this appointed time? The investigation of this allegation will conclude at the day of the next storyteller's next parade. That would be 2 weeks from today. Following our investigation, the matter, the trial of the Great Witch shall proceed. But what the? It would appear that the girl has been holding a dark secret from you all. Isabella Cantabella's question is set to begin shortly. That means visiting hours are over. I recommend you leave immediately. So chatty, I can't get to the save point. Yeah, I'm saving slot 3, by the way. Isabella, the Legend of Great Witch Brazilla? The story that dictates the fate of an entire town, and now the so-called Great Witch named Brazilla. Most intriguing. It would seem to be up to us to uncover the answers to these mysteries. How are we supposed to manage it all in 2 weeks? Where are we going to find any evidence? Better than the 1 day we usually get. You know, thinking. How do you address a Great Witch? Hail to thee, or magical one, or maybe, what's up, witchy? What difference would it make, Maya? She's a crawled Great Witch. That's not someone I ever want to meet. I believe I thought of a solution to our problem. It's actually rather simple. Professor? I'll explain what you're right. The only way we'll be able to solve the mysteries of this town and its residents is if we join forces. He's right. We come this far. There's no way we're just going to give up on Isabella. Alright, I'm on board. I look forward to teaming up with you, Professor. Me too, Luke. Me too, Maya. Now then, shall we press on? This marks the beginning of our own story. One dictated by ourselves and written by our own hands. Finally! No offense, but that took a while to get through. Now, because I took a credibility hit, I lose 50 points. So I'm probably going to go back myself and go through it later. But to do that, I'm saving over shop slot 3. Okay. Holy crap, my voice is burned out. I'm tired. It's about 10 o'clock and I have to get to work early tomorrow morning. So with that said, I hope you guys have a great night. And that was a fun one. I never had that direct was awesome. The trial was great. Lots of funny moments. So a little less lodging than I really hope, but still pretty darn fun. All right. So, anyways, I'm not gonna raid because it's too late at night. I would like you guys to follow me on Twitch if you're on here on YouTube or whatever. So give me a follow. It's the best way to support. I have 3 offline: the Twitter account where I post go live and update schedule updates in case of issues or whatever. I Discord server where I chat offline the most. So as well as on my IT server. So give both those areas a look. And finally, a YouTube channel where I post the VODs. I have to do a little chopping first, and then I'll deal with it then. Okay. So thank you guys very much for watching the show. I will be back on Friday where we pick up where we left off with Okami. Okay. So thank you guys very much, and can't wait for that direct to come true, huh? So until then, later.